Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. It's Monday night, 9 p.m. or 9:15 p.m., and we are doing Jarvis's Corner. Tonight, we have a full panel. We have Stu Woolley, Mark Langridge, and the one and only Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV. Tonight, we're going to talk about the game that happened this weekend. We won against Sunderland. We will talk about... again. Okay. And we will talk about Lisandro Martinez and Masraoui apparently back after the international break. There's also a lot of players leaving for international break today. We will talk about Maguire trying to run down his contract. Apparently, he's not signing a new contract. So, bye-bye, Maguire, after this season. And the main topic is the Wayne Rooney interview. Nothing controversial, but we will discuss how pundits change their mind. There's only been 1 week ago since he saw no future and was really worried because of his son. And the direction club is going, but now everything is hunky-dory with Amourim after winning one game against Sunderland. Go figure. We will talk about the pundits. More to come. Guys, girls, if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. We will be back after the intro. So see you in a sec. Boom, 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 and we are live, and this is the panel, guys. Welcome, everyone. We have Stu Woolley, we have Mark Langridge, and Mick Ruby swimming in his aquarium. How are you doing, Mick?
It's wow. Hey, good to see you. It's like sink or swim, like, Rúben Amorim story. You know what I mean? I got to swim. I got to crawl, right? So because we got to the January and the media is sharpening the knives. So, mate, be ready. It's not that bad, Jarvis. It's not that bad. Big up to be on your channel.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm glad you had the opportunity to come on. I know it's late where you are in the world, but you sacrifice everything for Man United and the lovely community in the devilish Ticos. So I just want to say hi to Stu Woolley and Mark. Stu first. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Busy day. A lot of dramatic stuff going on, but apart from that, all good. So looking forward to the show.
Yes, glad you're here. And Mark, I see you have shaved a little bit.
Yeah, I was getting rid of it just because Catherine keeps badgering me on here. But no, yes, in all fairness, I get rid of it, and I get more abuse from the kids at home who like it. But every now and then, it's good. To let it grow out and then get rid.
Yeah.
You're looking sharp, looking smooth as a silky.
Yes.
100%.
Guys, we just witnessed a miracle this weekend. Man United won a game. It's been a while since we won a game. We won 2-0. We didn't concede a goal. We kept a clean sheet. Senne Lammens had his debut, and I think Cesko had a pretty decent game up top. Let's just start with the Cesko thing before we go into the interview, the Wayne Rooney thing, the Lisandro Martinez, Masraoui, all of this. We will come to it. But first, I want to talk to you guys because I think Cesko had an outstanding performance against Sunderland. He was a one-man attack. He could actually hold up the ball. And what I could see, actually, when we were playing, he was able to separate from the centre-backs, get himself a couple of yards of space, receive the ball, and then wrestle them off and turn with the ball or play it back 1-2s. And I think he looks massive. He looks strong. He looks intelligent. I like his instincts in front of the box and how he occupies the centre back all the time. So let's start with Mick. When it comes to Cesko, do you think we finally found a perfect striker for this Man United team?
I wouldn't say perfect striker, but it's somebody that's getting embedded and getting warm in his shoes. I mean, coming to Old Trafford is a massive burden to wear the number 9 shirt, you know. But 100%, like he scored two in a row now, so he's starting to find his place within the team. And what I really like is actually switching the goalkeepers, Lammens. I've been screaming my lungs out for it, because he was one of the top goalkeepers in Europe last year, like, you know, in terms of shot stopping abilities. But we saw a change of tactics that we actually went long to Cesko. We're trying to find Cesko, and he's such a good target man. The problem we had with Rasmus Højlund was he was trying to wrestle, you know, the fullbacks and falling like Bambi on ice. But Cesko, for me, looks like, yeah, you don't mess with that guy, right? His technical abilities is massive, and his link-up play is also good. So we are starting to see something special formalizing, guys. And I keep always saying that it's like the famous burger, right? You got to have the base, and you got to have the top. And everything in the middle is up to you how you mix it up. All the juices, all the meat, and everything else. But if you don't have the solid base, everything will trickle down. You know what I mean? So Cesko, for me, right now, together with Lammens, this is the perfect base you can build from, right? So we've seen a goalkeeper that he wasn't nervous. He was cool as a cucumber. And the way he's 2-footed as well, and the way he was commanding the box and picking it up and punching out to the sidelines instead of like, you know, Onana used to do, punch straight towards the opponent, and it went in. Yeah, so for me, that is kind of the confidence in the back. And we can see how the players reacted on Semi Lammens. Is Matty, like, you know, Matt de Ligt went, like, you know, congratulating him after, because that was such a massive performance for him. And Cesko as well, right? Cesko, I was thinking he could score 2 in this goal. But however, you know, the manager kind of went, he went 5 in the back, you know, he was like conceded 2. And he thought, there's no way I can stop Cesko and attacking Cunha and Mbeumo and all them just. No, not Cunha, but it was a massive problem. Definitely, he created a massive problem for them.
Yeah. I think you're right when it comes to this. But we will go into Lammens afterwards. But first of all, we will go to on Benjamin Sesko. But before I go, I wanna ask Mark about this, because he's a striker. He knows the striker movement and all of that. I just want to say hi to all the people who tuned in. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. Just want to say hi. Catherine Non-Nonsense McDavid is in the house. Nathan Lee Lewis coming in and say Monday show. Let's go. Big up chat. Big up the Tactical Devils panel. Big up Nathan. Good to see you. Belal is in the house. I am Titanium saying, when life gives you Lammens, you drop by in here. Big up. Jarle Malmin coming in and say, oh no, Jarvis fell asleep at the wheel. The game he played took everything out of him. Yes, I have to say, Jarle, it's Sunday. No, it's Monday night. It's almost
How are you feeling?
5 days ago. I'm still sore. Sore.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tough. Danny B.
The muscle memory is gone, Jarvis. The muscle memory is gone. Seriously.
It is 100%. OBJ United coming in and say, hey, Jarvis, mate, and everyone, big up. And it also says
big
hi to Stu, Mark, and Mick. Howler is in the house. Big up, Howler. And DJ Superfly Guy. A lot of legends in the chat. Good to see you guys. Remember to smash the like early. And if you have the opportunity, go to X and give us a retweet on the link of the live show. Yes, I want to go to Mark Langridge and your take on Benjamin Sesko, because, you know, do you think he will thrive if Amorim keeps on playing this direct type of long ball football, or will he even succeed if Amorim tries to trap the opposition, play slow out from the back, and then go direct up until the striker? How do you see it?
Well, if you go long ball, the striker's needs to be on the halfway line to allow people to run in from behind. So we're overhitting it already. But for me, Cesko isn't doing anything special. He hasn't changed anything for Man United's front line. He scored 2 goals from 3 shots from 2 yards, if that makes sense. So the game
I think there's 2 underlying fundamental drivers for the economy.
Those he had 39 total touches, 9 defensive contribution, 4 touches in their box. 1 of them was a goal from 2 yards. That's what he's offering at the moment. He had 2 chances created, 1 goal, and one of them fell luckily off the defender from a long throw. He's not getting any shots. All his work is around the halfway line, flick-ons, feeding the ball. That is exactly what we slated Rasmus for doing. So far, he's got 2. Rasmus scored 4 last year and wasn't getting any chances created inside the box for him. So, and if you want to, you say about Cesko, I will put in Rasmus scored again. What's that? 4 goals in 6 games for Napoli. His Champions League contribution is now standing at 7 goals in 8 games. Better than Benjamin Sesko's in Champions League and European football. So at the moment, I don't see anything from Cesko that is worth writing about. He wouldn't bother me as a centre back, and I don't rate him as a striker. He needs to start getting the ball out of his feet and getting a shot off around a defender, those sort of things. Start hitting corners. But then we know, is that down to Man United? I can't rate a striker when you're holding midfielders having more shots than anyone else in the game. So that's the only issue. How can I really rate look at a striker when he's not getting the chances? We're back to square one. But yeah,
you mean he's not getting the service as Rasmus Højlund, because clearly we can see at Napoli Rasmus Højlund they're playing to his strength, right? They're playing to his feet.
You mean when he was the 2nd fastest player in the Premier League and we decided to try and get him to hold the ball up? That's not
yeah.
Like that.
No, I know what you're saying, but you said in Napoli he's scoring goals 100%, but in Napoli they're playing to his strength. He's getting actually service. So all the strikers at Man United in the past, we're not getting them service. So where is the problem in that way? So it has to be the midfield or the left wing backs and right wing backs. They're not putting crosses in or playing to his service. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm just want to sort of see there's an underlying problem why they are not getting, more goals. What I mean?
There's only one person that's a problem in that team. And you've only got to look at the stats overall per player per game, and that problem is apparent. But we're talking about Cesko at the moment. I can't look at Cesko and give him any real credit. Does that make sense? Because he's not really showing me a striker's. We're saying what's my striker's movement has he made inside the 18-yard box?
How many
I think a lot of people disagree with you when it comes to this. I think a large majority of the fan base actually feel that Cesko has come through now and actually doing well. He scored his 2nd goal, and he contributes really into the game. So Mark, please explain more thoroughly because
3 attempts from 1 yard out to beat a defender, a goalkeeper. 3rd one he puts it in. Right. 2nd one, it was an instinctive. It came over the top from a long throw in, and it just landed at his foot. He swung a foot. So you could say he's in the right place at the right time. I actually think, Stu, would you not want him at the front post if you were doing a long throw, the tallest player on the pitch? He was actually in the wrong place, in my opinion, for a flick on.
Yeah, look, I mean, as a centre half, I look at it from a centre half perspective, and I like the fact that he will stand there and he'll face you up. That's what I do like about Cesko. Didn't particularly like that about Højlund because I thought Højlund was a bit too weak. I think Cesko is a bit of a stronger, more powerful kind of player. I must admit, Mark, I rated his goal on against Sunderland on Saturday. I thought it was a well taken, nice little prod. From the side. You can argue the assist side of it, but I thought the actual goal itself was well taken. But I kind of see what you're saying in as much as he's not demonstrated, and Jarvis will know this more than anybody because he's looking at the Gyökeres style, and I think you are as well. He's not running in behind, he's not running the channels what we'd expect, and he is coming down and playing a little bit too deep. And you've heard me many times, Mark, so I don't want to see that. I want to see him always pushing the two centre halves, occupy the two centre halves. You know, when a centre half's being occupied and he's got to make a decision, it's a pain in the arse, trust me. When a centre half hasn't got to make a decision, it's a lot easier for us. If he's dropping off 10 yards in front of me, I can stand there and watch him and then make a decision how I'm going to play him. So I think ultimately he's added something a little bit different. But I would say, and I really would say this, we just don't seem to know how to play with a striker. And that's our midfield. We don't know how to
real striker. I think he's a false 9 again. We bought him as a 10. He was a 10 in his previous team.
Yeah, he was a 10 there. Yeah.
Thinking play and not scoring goals in the box. That is a false 9.
But he's you know, how many starts have he had? And you know, we were not starting him in the first 3 games whatsoever. You know what I mean? He was embedded. And you can also say, look at the front 3 line. You know, nobody has really clicked. Just Mbeumo had kind of worked. I haven't seen the best of Cunha as of yet. So it's a little bit of a teething problem. I understand what you're saying, but he's still young. And I see the chat that we're not utilizing his height either. Like, you know, Benji is 196 tall and has a massive jump and can actually head the ball. So we're not really putting the ball into the box to him as well. So what is the
ball apart from Mbeumo? That's why.
Dorgu's
crossing is horrendous. Dallo can't even kick a ball, and that was shown in the last game. And Mbeumo seems to be in a bit of an early slump, but he's great from set pieces. And then Bruno's trying to shoot instead of cross.
So my sort of counterpoint to you, because I used to play as a striker as well as a winger as well. So if I'm not getting the service, it's natural that you're actually going more deeper to actually collect the ball, right? Because you want to create something. And that's typical what happens. Even Harry Kane did that at Spurs because he was not getting the service. So he dropped down deeper, right? But I think that, yeah, it's a valid point what you're saying, but I hope he will become better because I can see that something is formalizing. Confidence is there. Like you score 1, 2 in a row, 100%. But it's the overall team that needs to sort of, in my opinion, needs to sort of understand his runs, where to run, how to run.
Well, that was my point.
And it will come. It will come. It will come. I think it will come.
That was the point.
So last season they were training once a week. Now they're training 4 days a week. They're already further into the season than he would have been at this point last year with that striker, or however, literally almost the first half of Amourim of last season, because he was getting 1 full training session a week. They're now getting 4 full training sessions per week. I don't see that as an excuse. A striker is not hard to get in the box.
Mark, I agree what you're saying, but at this point of time with this current squad, you can throw in any striker. You can throw in Haaland if you want. They will not even get service and they will not score as many goals. And that is the underlying problem, what I'm trying to say and what Stu is trying to say, right? So what is he supposed to do?
I don't think we know.
I don't rate him because he hasn't taken shots. He's not taking shots at all.
I don't think we know how to play as with a proper 9. I don't think we understand how to play with a proper old-fashioned number 9, and that's what we need. I don't want him coming back, taking the ball in the middle. I want him up top. And he'll score his share of goals. I think he'll be all right, actually, Mark, this season. I think he'll bed in quite nicely.
I think he will as well, but I can tell you now, if we keep playing that long ball towards him, I would absolutely piss myself as a centre back and go, I'm just going to drop off, flick it off, go on. You have the flick on, I'll drop off and pick it up. It's so.
What was the centre back? They chucked in the giant of a centre back. I can't remember his name, but he did well against him.
Well, he's one of the tallest players in the box, in the league, isn't it?
The centre back.
Gyökeres or Alderete. It was 2 of them, and the guy who came in. Who was that?
The guy that came in, the centre back.
Ballard. No, I can't remember his name.
But no, just in general, all I'm trying to say is, from my point of view, Cesko isn't showing me anything of a striker. As a striker, he's fitting in as a false nine. He's doing the same role Mason Mount done before he came in, where he's dropping in, linking the play, and we're hitting it long. So we were already planning to hit the ball long towards a tall striker before Cesko came in. So we've been working on it. So it's obviously worked on in training. But
maybe that's the tactics. Maybe that's the way Amorim wants it. Like, him to sort of be the target man and then link up, like, the two number 10s.
But it worked against Chelsea. It probably won't work that well again that deep. Do you see what I mean? If I wanted to flick the ball on, I was good in the air. I'd flick the ball on from the halfway line, no deeper than the edge of the centre circle, because then my players got nowhere to run if I put too much on it.
I've been studying Cesko for over 6 years, so I know he's got more in the locker, more in his tank, right? So what I'm seeing right now is 50% of Cesko. That's what I'm saying, because I know, like, coming to a new club, coming to new teammates and everything else, the pressure is mounting. I think that over time, gradually, when the confidence comes, I think we will see a better Cesko, 100%, right?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the devilish tacticos are mixed. You've got some support, Mark. Mick's got some support. So it's a mixed bag, but you're always going to get that anyway with certain players. The Vutonate is talking about picking on a striker who's just arrived, yet scored a couple of goals in 3 appearances. Let's give him a chance. Jay, good to see you, Jay. Cesko might come good on the future, but right now he's very inexperienced 22-year-old. Johnny K, good to see you, Johnny K. The best strikers may stay between the posts, or the best strikers stay between the posts. I don't think there's anything wrong with being in the middle of the goal. On throw-in, no, I agree with that. Amourim says, I disagree with what I'm hearing and what I saw during the game. He's a target man. I'm Titanium. Bilal saying, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Bilal also says, how long did it take Rasmus to score his first Premier League goal? Cesko, Cesko got a 7.3 rating. Says a different story than what we're talking about.
Hang on then. Let me just explain myself a little bit clearer. I was being asked to rate him as a striker, right? A striker, you're right, scores goals within the box. But he also has shots. He gets in on the end of the balls. His timing needs to be there. At the moment, we're saying that link-up play isn't there. What I'm saying is, in 4 days, every week, you work with your striker. That is for 1 month for every week he's been at the club. More from what Rasmus got last year, or Obi or anyone else. Okay, I'm just saying you can't. You do need to judge him on how much time he's had with the team and those players. It's more than we had last year. Cesko is a 10. He was bought from a 10. Has he scored 2 goals? Yes, but they are both tap-ins, in my opinion. I think we can all agree they're tap-ins. They're from inside the 6-yard box. You have to be there, yes, but we also want to see a striker that receives the ball, turns, smashes it across the goalkeeper. Now, that requires him making runs to make space, receive the ball in those areas. We're not seeing that. So I can't judge him on that because he doesn't get past it. Yeah, so I'm only judging him on what I've seen. A tap in from a long throw, and it took him 3 attempts to score from a ball that a keeper dropped 1 yard out from his goal. Okay, so that's what I'm judging.
No,
so
I buy that.
Our goalkeeper, who comes through a cross, drops it. If he dropped that ball, Lammens, the 2 he caught up high, which me and Stu would all day long, you're going, I fucking love that. Do you know what I mean? He's up above me and the ball's up there. But if he dropped them and someone tapped it in, we'd be on his case thinking, okay, we've got another. So we can't keep judging people with one rule here, one rule there. He's still not doing anything that we've asked Rasmus to do, apart from he's not fighting with the striker, fighting with the centre-back. He's linking the play, but he's also doing nothing different to what Mason Mount did. And Mason Mount's not a striker when he was playing before Cesko came in. And we were all raving about how well Mason Mount was playing with Cunha and Mbeumo moving that around. So yes, it might come, but I'm judging him on what we've seen from 4 games.
Yeah, I think what's worth noting is Amorim's making a slight tweak in his system, quite a slight tweak. Look, I'd like to see him play up as a 2 anyway. I've said this before. I like a 2 up front. I'd like to see him play as a 2. When we play Liverpool in a couple of weeks, I want to see him on Van Dijk. I want to see him bully Van Dijk, occupy Van Dijk. I want to see him do the same with Conte or whatever it is his partner is. I want to see that. I want to see him bully them. I want to see him go out and have a pop at Gyökeres. I want to see him have a pop at Frimpong. I want to see him have a pop at the whole back 4. So I think it is early days. Maybe the question what wasn't the right question. Maybe it should have been rephrased. What's our impressions of Sesko currently, rather than from a complete striker point of view? I thought he had a decent game on Saturday overall. Thought his work rate was okay. The issue for me is our approach play. It always has been. It's the same with Rasmus. Our approach play, it's not quick enough. There's no real speed and pace in our approach play at the moment. So we're not getting behind the defenders with our wingers such as Mbeumo, Cunha, Mount, Bruno. We're not getting behind the fullbacks. And until we penetrate the fullbacks, we won't know how good a real true number 9 he is. And that's
and that's Stu, that's sort of what I'm saying. The stats here, I've got them on my phone. 39 touches, but only 4 in the box.
Yeah.
From a striker. So you can look at that from whichever aspect we want to, a bit like the media do Manchester United,
Yeah.
You can look at that how we're not giving him the service once he's in the box, but we're giving him plenty of the ball outside of the box. So is that a tactical thing? Like you just said, give him the ball. Liverpool do it. Ekitike plays it wide, but then he comes in and finishes it.
Yeah.
On it, come from that late run coming in. Whereas we're too slow once they're in marked by 2 players, because
we don't enter the final third. That's the problem. That's been the teetering problem.
We do, but look at
Sunday.
Sunday.
Not good enough.
Dano got the ball, kept cutting back onto his right foot and then playing a pass. If he even tried to pass it forward, there was at 2 points, he sliced it backwards, from trying to cross the ball. And Burmo sort of doing the same. Ahmad does the same. They cut back, that slows it down. Defender's done his job. You've turned away from goal. And then we swing an in-swinger in towards a goalkeeper. And that's all day long. A keeper wants to come towards the ball, not the ball moving away from him. Yeah.
Mark, you have a very good point. And I keep just referring back to the preseason, all the preseason games. We're flooding the box. We do cutback passes. We were like 6-7 players inside the box. I don't see it anymore. So what has changed, right? I agree that we are too slow in the build-up play. We're not. Right? When we're entering that, we're just going side to side, trying to get through the middle, but nothing's really happening, right? And Cesko, in my opinion, has a lethal shot. He's got a great shot on him. I've seen him score magical goals. Maybe he should take more shots. But what I'm trying to say is that the foundation in the middle is wrong, right? We've seen this last year, this year, and we kept saying that Højlund is shit. Højlund is not scoring goals. But since he went to Napoli, he's actually getting the service and scoring the goals. So for me, the fundamental problem is not the striker itself. For me, it's the fundamental problem is that midfield and the wing play as well, right? So it's a little bit of a rock and a hard place at the moment, right? So
that is a bit of an issue for us. Gents, we have yet another super chat from the wonderful Grace Sheridan. She comes on every time and donates money to this channel. We're exceptionally grateful for that, Grace. So with that in mind, I am going to see if I can find the super chat lingo. And if I can find it, then we're going to play it.
What happened to Jarvis, by the way?
Yes, he'll be back. Jarvis will be back. Grace, just for you. In fact, Grace, I am going to give you the glasses. There you go. It doesn't often happen because Catherine, no nonsense, but Dave doesn't like the glasses, but they are just for you. Grace
Yeah,
Sheridan, you are a legend. Good evening, guys. She says, does Cunha and Mbumo suit Sesko? Who wants to take
question.
that one? It's a very good question. I like that question.
Yeah.
Who wants to tackle that?
I think they do. I think they definitely do. Because he wants people to go past him, and that's what we were saying. The people that aren't are the wing backs potentially are not suiting Cesko. And that's I think something that Ahmad as a wing back, I'm not sure about. I thought he did a great job actually this weekend. He stayed wider and stayed out of Mbumo's space. But I'm guessing Dorgu was rested before international break. I hope that was the case because I didn't see anything why we would have made that change on the left. It didn't improve us, but it didn't really hamper us because we didn't use the wing backs because we went long straight down the middle. So yeah, that is a hard one. I think they work great together, those three. Whether Cunha is actually anywhere near fully fit when he's coming back in now.
Yeah, he's not fully fit. Absolutely not.
No.
But he did get bollocking within 30 seconds of being on. So it also says, is he having a bit of a issue with the manager? Because that was very quick. For someone coming back from an injury to shout at him for not dropping back into the defensive formation. When you go, he's just coming back from a hamstring and you've left him in the cold and the wind and the rain and then put him on the pitch. Someone like that, you start and you take off, you give him a good warm up, and you play him from the start. It's just a bad idea.
I think he came back too early 2 weeks ago. Mark, he should have stayed off. He should have stayed off. Look, I think it's a really good question. Communication is the big thing in football, isn't it? I keep talking about it. You don't talk, you don't point, you don't direct. And you're expecting people to drop it on your foot or on your toe or on your head. It doesn't work like that. They've got to communicate. They're not mobile enough for me in terms of a fluid three. I want to see them move in and switch places. Cesko could come out wide. He could come in as a 10. We could be quite dangerous, front three, straight front four, if we decide to be. But Amorim doesn't want to do that. Amorim is set in his ways. He's like an old man in that way. In many respects, he's set in his ways. This is the way I want to play. This is the way I'm going to play. I'll tweak it a little bit, which is what he did on Saturday when we ended up in a 4-4-2 on 2 or 3 occasions, a 3-5-2 as well as a 3-4-3 and a 4-2-3-1. So we did move our system around a lot on Saturday, and I thought it became fruitful. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a new character here. We don't need him, so let's just get rid of him. Let's move him.
The power of the admin button.
Yeah, he was getting upset.
I'm sorry, guys. My computer were acting up, but some kind of update, antivirus BS starting, so I had to restart everything, and it took forever just to get back. So sorry about the delay, but I'll do my best. I'm back.
We played the super chat music for the legendary Grace Sheridan. She's asked the question. Good evening, guys. Does Cunha and Mbumo suit Cesko? We were just going through that. Mick was about to have his say on that one.
I think that I haven't seen enough of this formation, Cunha, Mbumo, and Cesko. So it's hard. I can switch it up a bit and say, well, I would rather see Bruno playing, as the creator number 10 to service Cesko more, right? Cunha, God bless him, he's come back from injuries, but we discussed this in your earlier show that I could see even Cunha playing a little bit behind, like as a advanced number 8, you know what I mean? And Bruno as a number 10. Just
before you go on, Mick, Jarvis, what did I say about Cunha before he joined us?
Yeah, you said it was good.
A progressive 8. I said he was
a progressive 8. Somebody that will carry the ball because that's his strength. Because Cunha likes to cut inside in the middle, drift in, and find a pass, and that's his strength, right? Or have a shot. So for me, it's too early to say does this work? Because you got to have a different combinations. I think it works when they are playing together and when they are gelling together. I see that Ahmad is starting to formalize the partnership with Mbeumo quite well, even if he's playing as a wing back. So I don't think that we actually started to gel and click as, you know, in the back line. Yes, we are clicking. The midfield is not really clicking, and the front line is not really finding the partnerships. We always talk about this triangle, Jarvis, you know?
Yeah, we do. But it's diamonds. It's also diamonds.
The diamonds, yeah.
It centrally has the central on the pitch with the double pivot. We have diamonds. No, we have triangles, but on the both sides we have diamonds. But I just want to say something when it comes to. I saw this comment from Bilal coming in and say, where is it?
No, that's
Sorry,
not it.
you
No.
say why not play Cunha, Bruno, and Mbeumo in a 4-2-3-1 formation? Well,
Right.
guys, I also watched Rich's channel yesterday, and there was some talk about the formation, and I think a lot of people confuse the debate. You know, it's the 4-2-3-1, the 3-4-3, or whatever. Just to make it a little bit more simple, I want people to tell me what kind of formation do you want us to have in attack, and what kind of formation do you want us to defend with. And then the second question is, what type of style would you prefer with this group of players? I know it's a heavy one, but I think that's the only way to have a proper debate if you want to talk about the formation. Because, you know, it's just numbers, as we saw against Sunderland this weekend, be defended in a 4-4-2 or even in a 3-5-2. It depended on Mason Mount, how we tucked in, or how we played in defense. So, Mark, I know you are a tactician, so you know football. You play a 3-4-3, but how do you set up your team in defense?
Well, how I set the team up and how Amourim would set the team up for the Premier League is massively different, because in the Premier League, if you were going to play 4-2-3-1 and you've got 4 out-and-out attacking players, you better have 2 out-and-out defensive midfielders, because they ain't going to get back. That not like you would want them to. Like, yes, maybe for the first 20 minutes they start doing it, but as the game goes on, that gap grows. So it becomes discipline. So yeah, Jarvis, the way you phrased the question was perfect. 4-2-3-1 is just numbers on a board. So 4-2-3-1 would be ideal overview. That's what it looks like. 4 defenders, 2 holding, 3 number 10s, and 1 up top. But what happens when that 4's on the halfway line? You think you're going to still have 4 at the back? It's not going to happen. It's probably going to be 2 at the back with 1 holding. The fullbacks are going to push or invert, and the next thing you know, you've got 7 up front, because that's how a formation changes depending where you are on a pitch. If we're defending the edge of our box, a 4-2-3-1 becomes 4-5-1. You just leave Cesko up front on his own, you know, or you might go 4-2-2-2. There's many ways of doing it. It's all about where you want them to put the ball in. I can't see any kind of defensive structure to Man United. The main reason being, we've seen it a lot and it doesn't seem to stop. And I think Gary Neville might have touched on something. I think it was Neville, you know, or Carragher, when they were saying about so-and-so comes on, then he moves across to here and he swaps back here. And it just becomes like they're just doing some madman chalkboard sort of thing. So what is a defensive structure? Because how many times have we seen De Ligt and Luke Shaw crossed over and then running back mid defense? You know, normally you hold your position and we're swap as we go up the pitch, and we're make a quick dart. I do get very confused. If it was me, I love 4-2-3-1, but I require, 2 out-and-out holding midfielders, one who's capable of taking the ball out of, as you know, when you need to progress it, you can be an 8, but you are a defensive midfielder who could play 8. And then I want a defensive midfielder who can play centre-back, because that's your perfect balance if you had 2 holding midfielders. Both great at doing one role, but possible to do a more attacking, and possibly one of them who can do more defensive, because then you can invert your fullbacks. But we wouldn't be the first team to play 4-2-3-1 in the Premier League. Plenty of teams do it. It's a less attacking 4-3-3. Do you see what I mean? Because if you take 4-2-3-1 and push the 2 wide players a little bit further forward, now you've got 3 up front, and you're playing a midfield diamond, midfield triangle of 2 and 1. So that's quite a common formation. Man City's formation.
But didn't Amourim at Sporting, when we were attacking, playing like more of a 3-5-2, right? When we were attacking, you like to sort of.
As I've said many times before, Gyökeres scored 30 goals against the bottom 10 teams.
Gyökeres used to run the wide channels as well, like, to pick up the ball.
Yeah, but the players were so much better than the other teams in that league, fitness-wise. That's where he's looking at fitness. You've got the wing back underlapping and timing his ball into the box, and he's arriving at the penalty spot from the wing back position, starting the play. You're right. Gyökeres has gone out wide, ball gets pulled back, and the wing back scoring the goal from the penalty spot.
But ideally,
and that's all about rotation. Our players can't even stay in position, let alone rotate.
So it's the personality, what you're trying to say. Ideally, I would like to say in attack, we only have one holding midfielder, right? Because there's no point of playing a double pivot when you're attacking. So one holding midfielder that has the legs. Who is that? We don't have that in the team. And when we actually defend, it kind of like, it's like that fluid bottle, right? Everyone should track back and just defend, right? So, but what I'm more worried about is the attack, the fluidity of attack, because right now the build-up play is too slow. We don't really have the personnel. So I would like to see, like, push up high. And that means that you can play with one holding midfielder that has the legs. And we don't have, Casemiro doesn't have the legs. Ugarte is not trustworthy. So who are we going to play? So I think that's the reason why we are set up the way we are set up at the moment. Come January, we might get a Baliba or another midfielder because we couldn't get it in the summer.
I sort of agree.
Let me be the voice of doom. Gentlemen.
Doom, okay. Gloom.
Voice of doom, because Jarvis will start giggling now because he's heard it all before. A million and one times he's heard it all before. The best and only way to defend, and it's an irrelevance. It's absolutely irrelevant whether you play a 4-4-2, 4-3-3. It's the pendulum effect. The pendulum effect is the swing effect. And it's you back as a unit and you come back as a unit. Now, Mark made a brilliant point. So did you, Mick, about specific areas within our system. Mark was absolutely right. You get turnover. We don't get back quick enough if you're playing, we're attacking with 7 men. Mark, you're 100% right, pal. 100% right. There's no argument. There's not a man on the planet or woman that could argue with you on that. And Mick is equally the same, because this is where Jarvis will giggle. Jarvis, how many defensive midfielders have I wanted ever since you've known me? One single player.
Yeah.
And he does it for a reason. And he's there to play the spine of the team, and he's there to drag the pendulum back. That is the whole idea. So whether you run a 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, 6-8-12, 52-62, it's an irrelevance. It makes no difference. The pendulum effect is the most effective way to attack and defend. And Mark, you do that on a Saturday with your lads, but they don't know you're playing the pendulum effect because they don't understand it. Because if you turn around to them and said, this is what I want you to do, and the best way to ever do a pendulum effect, and Jarvis could do this with Philip's team when he trains them this week, he could stand them all in a line, he could play Bach or whatever they like, and he could say, count to 3 in your head, walk forward, count to 3 in your head, walk backwards. And the key element is this: I want you to walk in a line, a straight line. I don't want you to come out of it. And it gives you 4 elements, doesn't it? It gives you vision, because you've got to look across the line to see you're in there. It gives you teamwork, communication, because you've got to look to make sure you know. I mean, it really is a very, very, very straightforward way of doing it. Well, the only anomaly is the goalkeeper, because he doesn't go up or down with it, but he commands the final third, so to speak, when we have pushed up as a pendulum. Here's the other answer to Jarvis's question. This is my favourite question I get asked all the time. I can't see his style of play. I can't see this. I can't see that. Well, hold on. To get from A to B, you've got to make manoeuvres somewhere along the line, haven't you? You've got to turn left, you've got to turn right, you've got to go backwards, you've got to go forwards. So you get the ball, you pass it to Jarvis. Jarvis passes it to Mick. Mick passes it to Mark. Mark scores a goal. What style of play is that?
Scoring goals.
Scoring goal. Thank you. Simple.
But nobody on here, and the Devilish Tacticos, I love them to bits. I really do. But ultimately, nobody can tell you what a style of play is. So Jarvis made a brilliant point on Saturday. Fucking hell, Stu, he goes, we went fucking long ball. and I'm giggling away because we did. And then I turned around and said, fucking hell, did you see Mamadashvili? Fucking Lobbish Michael-esque throw. Me and Jarvis concluded we're slowly turning the page back to 90s football. When Schmeichel was
with the long throws as well. What's going on?
I agree with you there, Stu. And this has been picked up by other teams' channels as well with their own teams.
Oh, has it? Sorry,
are we following suit? Oh no, are we following suit to your Brentfords and that who scored up past us? Now we're going long. Are we following suit? Since when did Dallo start throwing in long balls when he's been with us for how many?
Well, that's what me and Jarvis asked. Exactly the same question, didn't we, Jarvis?
Right. Okay, the keeper throwing the ball out, totally get that. He's got a long throw. Not every goalkeeper has that in their locker. You have to be accurate with it, and he was. And it's one of the best ways to counter-attack. Goalkeeper throwing the ball out is the best way to counter-attack.
Yeah. I mean, Schmeichel was absolutely brilliant of it. He was brilliant.
When we talk about style of play, you know me, I say we'll win 1-0 off the back of someone's arse. I don't care. A win is a win. But we look at formations and Jarvis, you go on about the diamonds in our midfield, or the potential diamonds we're meant to have in our midfield between our defenders and our attackers, making that diamond.
Yeah.
I believe they're not 100% and they're sticking to where they should be. And that lack of fluidness, or predictability, if you're the defending side against us, where someone's going to be, because it's that predictable, because we're looking for a style of play. But even when we go long, we now know we're going long to Cesko. We're not going long straight over the top for Cunha running, or Mbermo going to run straight through and miss out Cesko, once he's occupied those two centre-backs. Because, Stu, if you know he's going to go, you're going to have one up against him, the other one's going to sweep, right? Because you think he's going for the flicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mbermo should get nowhere near another ball from that all season long. Doesn't matter what team it is, it's simple. Baby football.
I'm going to hold his shirt.
Switching it up.
Yeah.
But what I will say is our defence, when you play three at the back, you don't defend on the halfway line. You get to the halfway line, and we're talking about how much we can get the ball down. As soon as we turn back and look like we're going to throw the ball in, that our defence should already be dropping 5 yards. Because when you play three at the back, you have to drop off because there's so much space outside of you for the counters. So Sporting, they play a wide three, They play what I call the half spaces of the defenders. One centre-back in between where two centre-backs would be, and the left and right centre-backs in where the full-back and centre-back would be. They would go in there. We can't do that. Why can't we do that? Because our holding midfielder is getting bypassed, because he doesn't know, do I stay on the right? Do I stay on the right? You said about pendulum effect, When we are so slow to put the ball in, he can't just keep doing this because we're looking always turned back. So we screw all our stuff we try to do over by being slow and methodical. So really throw caution to the wind and just go, the best way we can play football is to play football. Give me the ball, 1-2s, let's get in, let's have a shot. If we miss, we can drop back off into our shape. But all the time we keep looking for the perfect cross or the perfect pass. We get turned over, bang, long ball, they're in.
And that's also because we don't, sorry, Mick, I'll let you come in a sec. It's because we don't anticipate the transition. we talk about Rodri being superb. His anticipation levels are out of this planet. Casado, his anticipation levels of where the ball's going to drop or the turnover is absolutely superb. It really is. It's absolutely great. Just before you come in, Mick, big thank you to Unicorn Sky. She's become a YouTube member. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we also have a couple of super chats.
Super chats. So we want to get those. Mick, should we do the super chats before you come in, and then you come in after that?
Yes, it's your show. I'm just a guest.
We have to address the super chats. Thank you. First of all,
I've played the jingle, Jarvis. I played this. I figure out.
We will play it again because we have 2 super chats. One from Thomas. Big up Thomas, and one from Grace. So let's start with Thomas's super chat, and let me play the super chat. What did you play, the long one or the short?
I played the middle one. I didn't play the.
Okay, let's play the one with the guitar. Or is it?
Okay, the guitar.
What an absolute legend.
Absolutely legend.
Thomas,
my mate.
Thomas coming in with 50 Swedish kronor, saying, which striker would you like to see in United if you had your pick? And do you trust the current recruitment team to get the right players? Okay, that's 2 questions. So I will give the first question to, let's say, Stu Woolley.
Who would I like to see? That's a brilliant. Thomas has pulled out a superb question, because who are the superstar strikers? Don't like the word superstar, you know that. But who are the superstar strikers now? Is Haaland
still the same ones from 10 years ago?
Is Haaland as great as we're all making him out to be? His goal record suggests that he is, but I think he's shite as a footballer. But you don't buy, you buy a striker for one reason, as Mark says, put the ball in the back of the net. Ekatike, I don't think he's a striker. I think he's a 10. He played a 10, didn't he? Not a striker. Wissa, about the same, 10. He never really was an out-and-out striker. The out-and-out strikers don't exist anymore, Thomas.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. Go back to... I think he's about the only one, Mark. And the only
one left. That's what I mean, Harry Kane. If you want a 40-year-old striker...
Yeah,
I would say that the only one right now,
Højlund?
And no, I would say that all round, the one we should have got, but we didn't because of his salary demands, was Ozyman.
Oh God! Did you watch him against Liverpool?
He wasn't good. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
it wasn't. But
didn't he?
I can't see him being able to play like that every week in the Premier League.
Look, I go back and I agree with Stu is saying, that there is no out-and-out number 9. Like if I go back in time, the one that I rated most modern recently was actually Cavani. His runs,
and
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If it wasn't for his knee injury that ruined his career, I mean, he was brilliant. But
there's no Ruud van Nistelrooy anymore, is there? That player
there is none
anymore. There is no Ian Wright type player anymore. There is no.
So they're either turning into a hybrid 9, 9.5, 10, right?
Which is that's the problem. Point on Cesko, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Jarvis,
that's the modern game.
Jarvis, give us an out-and-out number 9 that you would want between. Yeah, wearing the famous red. Who would you have?
It depends what will fit into this Amourim system, because I'm not quite sure what Amorim wants with his strikers. He's been playing a lot of false 9 in the build-up, in the friendlies. It didn't work with Højlund for a variety of reasons. And Cesko, he's been good so far, scoring 2 goals. But as Mark says, he had 1 shot last game. He's not feeling like we have a striker that wants to score goals at every opportunity. He scored 2 goals, so I understand everything. But when it comes to this, what kind of striker would fit into this system? Do we want pace? Nah, apparently not. We didn't wanna give Rashford a go. Do we want strength and height? Yes, most
Yes, we do.
likely. But I think the ideal striker in this Amorim system would be Gyökeres. I think because of all his runs, he opens up defenses. He makes things happen, and he has
and the point is that he's not playing to. He's not. I said it so many times. He doesn't suit Arteta's style of play.
100%, Mick. 100%. It doesn't suit. I watched the Arsenal game the other day, and you could see Gyökeres making all those diagonal runs all the time. He never gets the ball. So I it's a mismatch made in heaven. With this. We signed Cesko. They signed Gyökeres. It feels like
it should be the vice versa.
It feels like the Morata Lukaku thing all over again.
He wanted Sesko, though, didn't he? Arteta. He wanted Sesko.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted Gyökeres, and they seemed to fit.
Yeah.
I believe we only signed Sesko because we wanted to piss off.
It's like switching baby at the birth, right?
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
I got the wrong baby.
I'm not giving mine. I've got a list. I've got a list of strikers. We could have had Ollie Watkins. We could have had Mateta. We could have had Jonathan Davis if we wanted pace. He plays straight through the middle, which is like another version of Isaac, French second top goal scorer, 3 years on the trot, and now playing for Juventus. There are plenty of strikers out there. I would have taken the big guy up front who's now at Newcastle, Rudy Muller's son.
Voldemort, yeah, Rudy Villa.
There are strikers out there for our out-and-out number 9s.
Our best option would have been Kane 2 years ago. I made that point.
Kane and this whole bullshit about 50 million. Don't get your hopes up. He's still not. He's got Tottenham have got first refusal on him.
Yeah. 2 years ago, we should have bought him.
There are strikers out there, but we're talking about who does Amourim want as a striker, not us. You see, so that changes things massively. Gyökeres is the only fit to this system that we can see. Mateta would be the best fit in how we're playing now. I'd rather have a Mateta over a Cesko. I think they do the same role, and he's Premier League proven. And we can't really argue against it at the moment for what he's doing for Palace. They've just lost their first game in 20. At the weekend, so that's a strong argument.
Well, I think
he might not put his name to it, but he's done the job leading the line for 19 games. They've won all of them.
I think that the argument for not getting a Premier League proven striker was that we already bought 2 number 10s that were Premier League proven. So they were a little bit lenient to let him grow into the role, right? Because they were counting that Cunha will score the goals and Mbeumo will score the goals, 15 goals, 20 goals, and this young striker could grow within the team. So that's why I think we went for that for Cesko. Of course, we know that Amorim's preferred choice was Benjamin. Was Gyökeres.
I just gonna say, I think a lot of people were deluded when you talked about Mbeumo and Cunha coming in, talking about they will deliver 20 goals each, so that's 40 in total or something like that. I think they didn't take into account that we have absolute muppets in defense when it comes to playing the ball, and you could clearly see Amorim's system struggling with trying to trap the opposition and play over the press with 2 guys or 3 guys.
And that comes into before the super chats. I want to say something very important. Sorry,
I was going to say that's why you should never have systems in football.
Well, you should have an idea how you want to play, and then
you just said, Jarvis, is everything that's wrong with football, because you're absolutely right. Amorim can't get his system working, so nothing works on a football field, and it goes back to the old adage. Grace, we will come back to you in 1 sec, my darling. Goes back to the old adage: if you can't work in a system with who you've got, and a professional footballer cannot adapt to a system, then do something else. Somewhere along the line, you've got to be able to play football. They've done it for years. They've played all different systems as they were going through and growing up into football. Everybody has. We've all, on this panel, we've all played a variety of different systems. So don't have a system. Don't play with a system. and then completely flummox the opposition, because common sense will tell you where you need to be at any given time on a football pitch. And I will go to my grave. You put out my gravestone.
Yeah.
Well, I go back to what I said in the beginning of the show. You need to have a solid base and a solid top, right? Any team that has a solid goalkeeper and a solid striker will always finish on top. That's the thing. The rest is just salad, right? Mix. But I want to go back to before the super chats, because I don't think we've seen the best of Amorim's system as of yet. Why? Because we talked about the defense. We talk about wing back pushing up higher, being like wingers. I don't see Dalot or Luke Shaw being the solution, because I watched them, they're ball watching still, right? Dalot is a more of a defensive right back, in my opinion. So why play him out of the position and keep Dog on the bench? So every time he was trying to cross the ball, he has to switch the foot, which slowed down everything, right? And Luke Shaw, I've seen him so many times just losing ball, sleeping, and not tracking back and being fault for goals. So I'm saying that at the end of the day, when Liga comes back, the perfect back three for me would be Liga, De Ligt, and Lene Euro, 100%. Don't even play Dalot. Don't even play him. Play him on the bench. I don't want to see him in the team because he offers nothing going forward. Basically, we bought him in. We bought him in under Jose Mourinho as a defensive right back, and that's what he is. But he's not so good at defending either. So the problem for me is that as soon as you sort out, because Amorim's system for me is all about the wing backs, providing the width, and that's why I'm saying when we're going forward, it should be like 3-5-2 or 3-5 whatever, 3-6-1 whatever.
Dalot's cute. He's got to play.
Yeah, but Luke Shaw is not the solution anymore, and Luke Shaw is only playing there because why? Because Liga is injured, and we don't want to play Aid in Heaven for some reason.
Guys, we have more super chats, but I just want to quick answer the second part of Thomas's super chat. So let's go back and then go to the other super chat, and we also have a third super chat from Bilal and a new membership from Unicorn Sky. So we just have to push through so we don't get behind on the time schedule. So the second part of this question is do you trust the current recruitment team to get the right players? And I will give a quick answer. And when it comes to the latest signings, I always been aware of the statistics. Around 50% of the players succeed, a little bit more, but let's say 50%. So if you look at it, if you look at what type of players Man United have signed under Ineos last season, we signed Mazraoui, we signed Højlund. That was two. No. Last season, after Ineos came in. Mazraoui, De Ligt, and we signed two more players. Who was it?
What's his name? Diego Leon.
No. Well, you can class it.
Dogo.
Well, I did a count. So let's say 3 out of 5 was a success, definite success last season out of 5 signings, and this season. It's too soon to say, but let's say so far, I would say Cunha was a success at least in the 3 first games before he got injured, and then Boomer has become a success now, and Cesko, and maybe Lammens. So I think the success rate is far beyond 50%. So to answer your question, the answer is yes.
I see that it's the proof would be in the pudding. I see that. Lammens is becoming the next David De Gea with time. I see the confidence in him, right? For him to keep a clean sheet in his first debut, massive, right? Again, we talked about Cesko, still young, still developing, but I think he will become good. We haven't seen, for me, I haven't seen enough to say that Cunha is not on his 100%. Mbeumo is not playing on his 100% as of yet. I would say that Cunha and Mbeumo are still on 70-75% of the full ability. So we haven't. That's why I'm trying to say we recruited well, and big up to Christopher Vivell, 100%. We're now dipping into the South American market, which I absolutely like. We signed a kid. What was his name? The 18-year-old. This coming next year.
Yeah, we signed him recently, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So we are looking at the right way and on a cheap, and we're not overpaying. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that the team we have now on the pitch, they're not fully up to speed and fully gelled together. Now you can laugh at me, but I want to laugh about Liverpool because they spent 450 and it's not clicking whatsoever. Vert, who? 0 assists, 0 goals, and record signing.
Well, let's talk about them in a minute. Let's get Grace's, because Grace spends a huge amount of money.
Huge ton of money, yeah.
Grace, I've got to say, it's a little bit humbling this for me and Jarvis that you are spending so much money with us, and we really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. It's difficult to put into words what it means to our channel. So thank you very, very much, Jarvis. Be my guest.
Yeah, Grace, thank you for the £5 super chat. She says, would you need an attacking wing back if you just 100%. Play wingers on the strongest side and Mbumo or Ahmad left, Cunha or Mount on the right?
We need a left wing back.
I think it comes down to, I think it's a brilliant question, and I think a lot of people have talked about this. Amourim, in his last year of Sporting, he played with wingers on both sides. But I think in the Premier League, we need to be more in balance as a team. And I think playing one a little bit more defensive and one a little bit more offensive, I think is the right way to go forward with this Amourim system, because then we can drop into a back four and play 4 solid defenders and have 1 extra tucking in when needed. But his main task will be attacking, as Ahmad is doing right now. So for me, I think when you look at the system, when you look at how Man United played, let me just...
We've answered the statement. Sorry, Grace, but you know,
it gets me thinking. Let me finish on my thoughts too, because when you look at how our system actually played out against Sunderland, it was something like this. We had 3 defenders, Casemiro operating on his own, Cesko almost dropping down and Bruno pushing up, so they were almost playing together as one unit centrally. We had Mount and Mbumo a little bit wider, higher on top. You feel after watching the game that Mount was in midfield, but if you look at the heat maps, if you look at his average position and everything, he was actually higher up than Sesko during the game. So both Mount and Mbumo played higher up, and the number 9 played as a false 9, as Mark said. So it's interesting to see, but when it comes to defending, Dalot was a little bit lower and Ahmad was a little bit higher. So it's not completely staggered when you look at the wing backs, but Dalot have more responsibility when it comes to defending. And when we are put under attack and established attack, Ahmad have the time to drop into a back 5. But you know, I like this. I like that we actually have 1 more defending and 1 more attacking, and I think that's the way forward. I don't see us playing with 2 attacking wingbacks or wingers in the Premier League. I think it will expose us really, because we only have 1 defensive midfielder. Then we have to play with 2 defensive midfielders and 2 attacking wingers to make it work, to get the right balance. This is just how I see it. Any comments, guys?
He started... sorry.
Sorry.
I was saying. Sorry.
I get your points about the wing backs, and Amorim's previous team also had 1 defensive, 1 attacking wing back, because that's balance. No one in their right mind should ever have 2 wing backs in an attacking position anyway, because that's not what their job is. Stu, you love it. It's a shoestring defense. 1 wing back goes, the other one comes in, and the centre back actually steps out wide. Our best wing back is Mazraoui. He is our best wing back.
100%.
Okay. What I will say, you made a very good point about attacking and defensive wing backs. Well, actually, Dalot was so bad in his wing back position. When you come over to the right, can you come over to the right and take a throw in and not tell the right wing back to get on the other side of the pitch to cover you? So we're actually ending up with 2 wing backs quite often against, and it's only because we were playing Sunderland. Both wing backs were on the same side of the pitch. We went lopsided. We went so down one side, it was unbelievable from like when we took the throw-ins. So that's what I was trying to say. Like when Cesko scored and his tapping, there was no one else behind him. If you notice, that's actually where the other wing back's meant to be in that kind of scenario. So Mazraoui is the perfect defensive wing back. It doesn't surprise me because who is his national team counterpart? Probably one of the best other potential wing backs we could have bought in Hakimi. You know, Mazraoui gets pushed out to the left.
Yeah.
So I know Mazraoui can play that on the left.
I mean, we were seriously going in for Nuno Mendes as well from PSG on the left side, but we didn't get it. So we went with Patrick Dorgu. For me, Patrick Dorgu is an athlete, but he's still lacking that final third piece, which is under development, you know? And that's what's missing. And that's why I said we need a more, if we're going into the market, we need a left wing back, in my opinion, because I think that Amad Diallo is doing great as a right wing back.
We won't get a left wing back. You've signed Dorgu, you've signed Diego Leon, you have Stu's favourite new left wing back. He's called Martinez. You've got Luke Shaw who could play there. We've got so many left-sided players. We've had to put Harry
Amos
is on loan.
He's on loan.
It's not called Amos.
Yeah, Amos. Yeah, he's out on loan.
You know, so we've got him. We didn't bring back the one who's gone to Real Madrid, Fernandez. His first name's just gone totally out of my head. But
Alvaro.
So they're not looking at a left wing back. Where we actually we need a right wing back because Mazraoui is our best player, but obviously we know for one half of the season he's going to tire in the second half because when he goes on Ramadan again, you saw him, he almost looked like he was going to die on the pitch. And I love that because he literally, we should have taken off. He's like, no, leave me on. But then you go back to having an attack. Then you have in like players who actually want to play in the number 10 role in Burmo, Ahmad. Or you got someone who can't even kick a ball at the moment. You know, Dallo, I'm going to keep going on. I think it was about the 48th or 58th minute, simple pass into midfield, and he sliced it backwards towards his own goal when it was an inside the foot pass, not under pressure. You know, that's the kind of mistakes he's making. You know, he set us a goal up last week, but with a missed kick. Try to play the ball inside, miskicked it down the line. And they had to slow it down to show he miskicked it and shanked it off his shin. So, if anything, we need a right wing back. But I do appreciate that the actual question was left on the left, right on the right. They're not trained to do that anymore. I think it's something that's massively overlooked. All I ever hear when I do anything towards coaching is inverted this, inverted that. Great. Keep kicking the ball straight towards the goalkeeper because he's going to laugh at you going, my ball.
Inverted's all rubbish. You know, when people talk about inverted fullbacks, it's all rubbish. It really is. It's all rubbish.
Do you know what inverted meant in the training structure? It meant I came from right back into CDM. That's inverted. Not inverted on my foot where I'm going to go from over to the right and cut in.
I know, but it's always been rubbish. When you play two fullbacks, right, it's a very, very straightforward position. And you keep them level. You keep the fullbacks level at all time. And Jarvis will giggle here because he knows what I'm going to do. You play the smiling you play the smiley face. That's how you've always played a back four. And the reason you do that is that you can stop the wingers from getting to the byline. That's all your traditional fullback was there to do in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Okay? That's what they're there for. Two centre halves. You had a ball playing centre half. You had a bruiser. You had Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, or you had Rio Ferdinand, Yapstam, or whatever. You had a bruiser and a player. That's what you had as fullbacks.
You still have it now. You've got Liverpool. Look at their two centre backs. One's a ball player, and one's
that's it. But we don't have that. We don't play that. So Jarvis's point was absolutely right, and Jarvis made the best point actually on. Was it Saturday, fella, when you floated, or was it Friday when you floated Luke Shaw at left wing back? Because that was the smart move.
Then you had
and you got Leacher behind him, or you do the same, don't you? Put Shaw and Leacher. Smartest move in football, but nobody can see it. Nobody likes it. Nobody does it. I remember
Jarvis. Sure, he can't run. That's his problem. I don't think he has the legs anymore. That's the counter argument. Yeah,
I remember you in the summer.
Left wing back for England against Italy in the final and scored.
I know exactly. I remember you in the summer saying, "Why don't we play Mbeumo as right wing back?" And people are saying, "Oh, you can't do it. Why can't you do it?" You know, football is a question of why can't you do it?
You're right. You're right.
Last weekend, I played right back a couple of weekends ago, didn't I, Jarvis? And I got hooked. Okay. This weekend, I played left back because he knows I can do it. He knows I can go and play left back. You know, we got injuries at full back. So I'm the only centre half that can play full back. So
and you also the footage of Jarvis playing left back. So, you know.
Exactly. It inspired me. It inspired me. But my point being is I am not the best fullback. I admit it, I'm not the best fullback. But if you put me there, I'm not going to let you down. I will do what I need to do. Now, I appreciate that the Premier League, there are athletes. I mean, Jarvis made the point the other day, Stu, they're athletes, and he's absolutely right. But his point about Luke Shaw, my point about Leach has been, you don't have to be an athlete to be a left back. You go from the edge of the area to the edge of the box. That's where you play. That's the area you need to play because and the crossing ability from a Luke Shaw, whether we like him or not, and let's be honest, we all think he's stolen a living in football for years, or whether you like Leacher or not, you don't think they're quick enough or whatever. Fuck me, they can cross the football and they can cross it with a level of accuracy that Cunha and Mbeumo, Bruno, Sesko, whoever is in there will do something with. And that is the point. That's all it is. That's the point. So,
before we go to Mick, I just want to say we have another super chat from Bilal.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
And you know, Grace, she said herself, it was just a statement. But you know, it brings in a brilliant debate talking about the wing back, the full back, how to actually fix it in this Amourim system. But we have to move on. We are 1 hour, 16 minutes into the show. So I have so much written down, ready to discuss. So sorry, Mick, but we just have to progress the show because there will be more.
Nobody ever talked about the biggest mistake.
Yeah,
the biggest mistake ever was to let Alvaro Fernandez go. Nobody ever mentioned that.
Mark
Ten Hag.
Fernandez
did you?
Real Madrid.
Look at him now. And it's the biggest mistake.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily because he's not in the Premier League. He's done well in that league and gone to another similar league in Spain. So we still don't know.
Yeah, but Ten Hag didn't want him. Ten Hag didn't want him. He won and gone. He won and sold. Right? That's like God. All right. Sorry, I just have to.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mick. Bilal, thank you for the super chat. I know you said you're gone, but you're probably listening to the show. Yeah. So the question is, Jarvis, when did you start this channel? To be precise, the channel started. First show was 11th December 2020.
2 weeks before Christmas.
We haven't been doing a year yet. This is our 134th live show. So let's hope we can get to at least how many can you 100 and
let's see if we can get to 135 at this rate. No. It's unbelievable.
This one show might still be going.
Yeah, isn't it? It's unbelievable, friend, isn't it? We started 2 weeks before Christmas last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And Jarvis's Corner used to be on my channel.
It did.
Yes, you guys.
Yeah, it did. And we've just the support that we've got, you know, has been phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we're hugely grateful. And you know, we got a lot of support. Fellow channels, Mick's channel, Mark's channel. Mark's channel, by the way, we'll get Mark to talk about it, but they're taking a break for a few months, probably back in the new year. The Balls Like podcast, and they need as much support as you can muster as well, so does Mick. But yeah, we get a lot of support from them. So thank you, Bilal, for that.
Thank you for the super. And I just want to read out this from Mr. Potus 5000, and this is actually one of the reasons why I'm asking you all the time to smash the like, subscribe, leave a comment, and all of this, because it's YouTube. When they are pushing this out to potential viewers, they're just pushing it out to you guys who are actually watching.
Go back over the hype again, because that's the new thing that is boosting channels. The top 100 with under a certain amount of viewership, it's boosting them. The higher you get on that, the more we get out. So,
but the hype thing is not for every region, not every country. So if you can't find the hype, there's a reason for it, because YouTube haven't released it yet in your region or country.
Yes,
I give up fighting the YouTube metrics
on the If you can't hype, you should just hype on after the show when it becomes a video. Then you can go to the comment section, swipe right, and then you will come to something called hype, and you can just press it, and you will give
let's say 1,000 or something points. You have to wait almost 24 hours to be able to do it on tonight's one. Once it's finished,
listen,
do it. I could do it on all the previous ones, not this one until the following day. So you have to almost wait 24 hours and come back.
Exactly, Mark. The video has to be
way of doing it.
Exactly, the video has to be processed. But I just want to say to Mr. Potus, this is so important, because you didn't hear about the channel, and you like tactics, you like talking about Man United.
Yeah.
Still, there's thousands of people in the world who doesn't know what this channel exists. So if you can help us, I would be forever grateful. Mick,
do that, people. Well, coming from an experienced guy that has about 42,000 subscribers, I never understood the YouTube algorithm. I've been fighting with it for years and years and years, and you can't even get your head around it. I don't know what this hype is all about, but it's all about likes, comments, you guys coming in and liking this channel, what Jarvis is doing, what everyone's doing. But what you find sometimes is that you're getting suppressed. And as a YouTube content creator, there's nothing worse to see your views not getting to the limit, because the amount of work you put in, the research, the content, and you have your normal day job to do as well, Jarvis, and you run your business, it's relentless, right? So all you guys can do is actually smash that like button, subscribe, and tell everyone else to come and join this channel, word of mouth. Right? We don't necessarily have to come in and do a show for every headline, to overflood the space. I'm not going to mention names, but there are some people going live 4 times a day just because there's a headline, right? They are commercially driven. This is independent. This is us talking about Manchester United tactics and all that stuff, right? And transfer news, right? So we are real.
We are. Thank you, Mick, for those words and actually reminding people. But let's go back on the topic. This is why you guys are here watching.
Just before you do that,
one more thing. We have a new membership from Unicorn. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. You used to be a member before. Now you're a member again.
We know Unicorn.
Unicorn Sky to becoming a member. You are a legend of the channel.
Just before we move on,
remember. At the first month of the channel. Yeah,
she did. Raymond Pierce, by the way, was I think he was with us from day one as well. He came via New Origins channel, which is great. Just a very, very quick one. I say this a lot about Jarvis. He puts all the hard work in on our channel, all the hard work. I refer to it as Jarvis's channel. Jarvis actually refers it to our channel, and I'm very, very grateful for him to say that. But he puts a lot of hard work in. He's a very, very busy man. He's a business owner like myself. He's a loving father. He's a coach. Mick's a business owner. Mark works very, very hard. Mark is a football coach. Jarvis is a junior football coach for his son. I coach.
And recently retired football.
Recently retired. I'm still playing. I should retire, but I'm still playing. But, we come on here. Because me and Jarvis love talking to each other about footy anyway. We are 2 nerds, me and him, and we text during games and all of that kind of stuff. But what you do for us by supporting us is absolutely brilliant. But make no mistake, my mate to my left, as I can see him on my screen, does a lot of hard work. So my thanks to me old mates.
And another thing is, well, like, you know, the biggest channels, Man United content creating channels, they actually have sponsorship and corporates behind them. So they have a full team that does the thumbnail, the video to editing and everything.
Good for them. Good for them.
Good for them.
Someday we will come that as far as them. But you know, you never know.
What I'm saying here, Jarvis, like myself, we do everything, thumbnails, everything by ourselves, and planning, and you know, we don't have everyone to help. You know, so sometimes it's good just to come in and talk to my mates and this lovely community as well.
Stephanie, yes, almost a semi-professional golfer at least. But you know, thank you for noticing and mentioning Stephanie, legend. Let's get into football again. We are off track, so let's talk a little bit about. We talked about Lammens in the beginning, but I want to talk more about Lammens because they came out some stats after the game. You know, keeping a clean sheet, another donut, or his first donut when it comes to Man United.
I'm sorry.
Donut.
Debut.
Jarvis, I know you said clean sheet. I thought you said clean shit.
Clean shit.
I just thought it was sorry, pal.
Yeah.
I'm not letting him change it. I'm just leaving it. That is what he said in my head.
Yes.
I heard it. Clean shit.
Definitely.
You are a legend.
And I just want to shout out HGS Pet Testing Service.
Cool.
Brilliant name.
watcher.
Evening,
Thank
everyone. First time watcher. Thank you and welcome to the Tactical Devils. You are now a member of the live chat, and we call you guys the Devilish Tacticos. So just stay tuned, smash the like, and subscribe if you like what you see. So, guys, let's just get into the Lammens thing. And you know, I think he had a brilliant game. Especially impressed me with that save when the shot came right upon him. He had his legs wide, but you know, he took them together, and the striker couldn't score. I like his goalkeeping technique. I like his composure. I like that he's calm on the ball. I like actually that he uses his voice, commanding his back line.
Yes.
You couldn't tell it was his first game. And, you know, when he claimed that cross at the end of the game, he came out nonchalant, casually, just jumping up high, grabbing that ball as it was picking
Cherries.
whatever. Cherries, yes.
Yeah.
So, Stu, I want your opinion first when it comes to Senne Lammens. Do you see future for the young Belgium 23-year-old guy? And what kind of goalkeeper does he actually remind you of? Because we have talked about Courtois. Some people have mentioned De Gea. What do you see with your eyes?
I see Senne Lammens. I don't want to see a De Gea in there. I don't want to see a Schmeichel. I don't want to see a De Gea, anybody. I want to see Senne Lammens. Very, very welcome. You're absolutely right. I think I mentioned, didn't I, on the review show, Jarvis, the way that he adjusted his body at the right time to stop. That's a good one. That to stop the attacker from scoring was absolutely brilliant. But you're absolutely right, Jarvis. He made that save look very, very simple, didn't he? That one-on-one save. What impressed me with his handling. Now, as a defender, as a centre half or a fullback, no, I can say that as I played right and left back in the last 2 games. It's really important to look back and have confidence. When you're looking at a pair of eyes, you want to see confidence back. Mark would hate that because he doesn't want to see a confident goalkeeper. He doesn't want to see a confident centre half or a confident goalkeeper because that's a problem for him. Even though we might have 5 goals in 6 games, that is a real issue for him because he knows he's got to be on the top of his game, otherwise he's not scoring. So for me, the way that he came and he claimed the ball, the way that and he showed, you've probably got the Bruno incident where he crashed into Bruno, and I think there was almost a slight penalty incident there, wasn't there? I think they went for a penalty. But it's his, I said to you, is his ability to steal and notice a problem, because the way that he was positioned, he was waiting for the overthrow of the ball. It didn't happen. The ball reversed in trajectory, and he got across there very, very quickly. We hadn't seen that with our goalkeepers in the past for a long, long time. He never looked nervous to me, lads.
No.
And Devilish Tacticos, I didn't see any nerves in him. I thought his original save, I jokingly said to Jarvis, Xhaka's shot was going wide. Actually, it didn't matter. What it proved, an ability to keep the ball away from the danger area. I think Mick mentioned earlier, didn't he? There's no...
Yeah. I mean...
Into the danger area, we pushed it wide. And Xhaka's got a kick on him, you know. So, look, I was really impressed. And I think it's going to be, you know, the one and the only Senne Lammens, Jarvis. Look, I listened to you talk about him a few weeks ago, and you said to me, "What do you think, Stu?" I said, "I'd rather go Emi Martinez," and I gave my reasons for a little bit of, you know, for experience. I changed my mind now, and I was happy to have my mind changed. And I think Anfield away will be absolutely phenomenal for the kid. And I think he'll really, I think he'll lap it up. I think he's a big game player, Jarvis. People can look at his record in Belgium. Oh, you know, he's done this. He's done. I think he's a big game player, fella. I really do. Looking forward to 2 weeks. I'm quite excited, actually. I really am quite excited.
Before we go to Mark, I just want to show you guys this one. We showed it on the other show. You know, you see the late cross, and I think it was the 89th minute of the game.
89th minute, it was,
And
that is beautiful.
And comes out and claims this cross. You know, he's so calm the way he goes out. You know, he's not stressing. It's not like looking at Onana running out full sprint. It's not like looking at Bayinder afraid, just going out there and you know, terrified for someone getting into his to body check him. He's just going out there confident, you know, picking that ball as Gyökeres. And when you look at this picture from this one, look at him.
Yeah,
it's beauty. It's a beauty. And you know, I think we as Man United fans are starved when it comes to good goalkeeping, goalkeeping, and you know, for me, just look at this picture. Look at him.
I've got a question for you about that picture, Jarvis.
Yeah,
and that question is, why isn't Yoro headbutting that number 5 in the nutsack? That's what I would like to know. Because
you should defend your goalkeeper 100%. Yeah,
exactly. But the point that you're making isn't that, is it? The point you're making is Lammens, his body shape, his ability to catch the ball, 5 inches, 6 inches, or whatever. What is it? 20 inches, something like that, above his head. No problem at all. Eye on the ball. Look at him. Eye on the ball. No messing around. Absolutely fantastic. I think you're right. He's a big game player, Jarvis.
Yeah.
You were right. You know, in your assessment of him, old friend, you were absolutely spot on. You really were.
Well, you know, I just read the stats. I saw a couple of YouTube clips and never seen a Royal Antwerpen game. So it was just pure luck.
Oh, he's got a cop to get. What a legend. Raymond Pierce, my old mate. That is legendary. I've done it. I've been in there. I've stood in the cop, mate. It's the greatest feeling ever. It's a great. I can go one step further. Very, very 30-second story, Jarvis. Years and years and years ago, in my single days, I was dating a woman, and I didn't realise that she had a taste in football and what her penchant to, you know, team-wise was, till I found out she was a Scouser. She was a Liverpool fan, which is just a non-deal. But she did, before I ditched her, she got me a ticket to go and watch Man United Liverpool in the Cop. The only downside to it, I was the only United fan that travelled up on the Liverpool support.
I remember this story. Yeah, you told me this story before.
Yes, and I was there, and I proudly, Jarvis, sported a United shirt. Get in. Well done, Raymond. You'll have a great time at the Cop, mate. You get in there, fella. You get in there.
But keep quiet if Man United score. Don't say anything.
Don't go.
Sit down and be quiet.
Or do this. Yabba dabba doo.
No.
Do that, and then see if you can jump over. See if you can jump over the second and third row, first rows to get out quickly. But that's absolutely brilliant, Raymond. Legendary.
Yes, and I just want to show this save from Senne Lammens also in the dying minutes. I think that was a brilliant save. So let's just watch the rerun one more time. And when you play it in slow motion, look at the striker here.
Yeah,
so many options. He can put the ball in the far corner, in the close corner. But when you look at Lammens' position, usually a lot of these shots go through because the goalkeeper needs to have a wide stance, as we were talking about, because he needs to defend both posts.
This is my favorite moment.
How quick he is with his feet, just closing that gap and saving that ball. It's not an easy save.
It's a good
it looks
save.
like an easy save, but it's not an easy save. That's just what I'm saying.
There was also there was also one clip, I don't know if you have it, where he gets a shot to the right hand corner. Instead of just punching it like Onana used to do straight to the opponent, he actually punched it sideways out, and that's what I like about a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was a Gyökeres effort, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is that what a moment for a young goalkeeper to make his debut at Old Trafford and keep a clean sheet. His confidence is going to get better and better. And if I remember right, we spoke about Senne Lammens already back in March. I did extensive, transfer reports regarding him, and he was highly regarded regarding, the scouting at Man United. That's So we did already spoke about the Lammens back in March, Jarvis, if you remember, right? So we were linked to Donnarumma, we were linked to, Martinez, XYZ. But this guy is young but confident enough. He's two-footed, if you haven't noticed. But what I like about him is that finally a goalkeeper that doesn't just punch the ball, but collects the ball. Collects, like those pictures. There's confident. And the way he's cool and composed in the build-up play, you can see him waiting for the right moment with 2 feet. And then either he goes long or gives a throw. I just think we have something special here.
No, we do. Mark, just a very quick one. Where would you have placed that ball if you were through on Lammens?
He mishit it. He was trying to whip it back in the near post and shanked it at his body.
You think he was going near, do you?
Yeah, 100%. His body shape, as he strikes the ball, he closes his body off. You see the shoulders come round towards the thing and the ball go towards the keeper. So the keeper was reading it. And if you look at it just before he sets himself, he leant slightly, expecting it to go far corner.
Left.
And his body, he didn't go, so he sways back. And that's what actually gives him the momentum to kick his standing foot away to collapse.
Yeah.
He's very fortunate on that, but that's not a better striker because it probably goes in.
Where would you have gone? Would you have gone far right?
Save, not a good save. Do you know what I mean by that? As in, what else could I have done?
I would have scooped him, Mark. I'd have put a bit of backspin on. Sorry, Senne. And then I'd have peeled away Jarvis style.
He could have sat him down. I'll be honest, if it was a more attacking player, he could have sat him down and finished it with the left. He could have just literally almost stopped it and he would have gone. Because you could see that body movement was going. But
good save, though. Good save.
It's ironic because the claims we're saying is what I was saying about having left and right footers and these in-swinging crosses. It's keepers all day long. If you're comfortable on claiming the ball in the air or it's overhit, you've got no excuse. It's going into your hand. You're not got to take your hands towards the ball. The ball's coming towards you. So you can be up here all day long, high knee. What will happen in either the Liverpool game, I would expect Virgil van Dijk puts him on his arse. Because now from that, you can see, actually, he looks really comfortable claiming the ball. like you said, he took the ball down. It was like, this is bread and butter for me. I'll do this all day long. I think he had first or second most claims in the air. Out no top, in all those stats he had last year.
Yeah,
he was
in
the top 10 leagues in Europe.
We bought him because he was on one of the top 6 goalkeepers in Europe in shot stopping, claiming the ball, distribution of ball, everything. And you can say, oh, he's not Premier League pro. But what's the job description of bloody goalkeeper? You know what I mean? Doesn't matter which league you play in, right?
But that's not a whipped cross. That's the only thing I'm going to say there. If that was Reece James in the Chelsea, which they scored from, which was an uncatchable cross, does he come for it and does he get it? Because he's got to get. That's what he's got to get up to speed of. How much faster the ball is hit in the Premier League. Yeah. It is a natural fact. They've clocked the balls going in. It just comes in faster, flatter. The flatter the ball, Stu will tell you this as a centre back.
True.
It's so much harder to head up, and it's so much harder for a goalkeeper to come, because if it's up here, great. But if it's here, that's actually really hard to claim, because my momentum's taking my hands up, but while the ball is either here or coming down, you could have to readjust. And that's where a lot of them drop it from here, from chest height. They drop it and get it at the second attempt. But I thought he done really well. The confidence to come all the way out to the side of his defence and play the ball down. When we were there was one point we played out from the corner, and it got played back to him, and he was to the side of his 18-yard box, the whole goal exposed. And knowing how shit we've been at playing out from the back, I thought, God, he has got some confidence, but he didn't mess up, did he?
I don't think so.
I would have asked him.
Yeah, I think
Harry Maguire went up to him and went, all you got to do to get a clean sheet is that ball comes in your box. If you can't pick it up or catch it, you send it the other end of the pitch.
But guys, did you guys notice the back line, how relaxed they were with Senne, Lammens in goal? And afterwards, Matty de Ligt came in and just like, well done, mate. You know what I mean? But there was one save in that game that wasn't Lammens. That was the opponent goalkeeper. I don't know his name. But fuck me, that save. The save he did on Bruno Fernandes, it was phenomenal. That ball was going in. I don't know how he got his fingertips on top of that.
I must admit, by the way, I'm not a fan of high-fiving. The goalkeeper makes a save, in my opinion. That's what he should be doing. I hate high-fiving. I don't do that.
What I will say is, Stu, and I'm always back for set pieces, but it was about 5 minutes in, the first one he took out the air.
Yeah.
That was it. Game over. My defense is now settled for the whole game.
Exactly.
As soon as you put a cross in and my goalkeeper catches it, the fucking better for all of us who have to go back in that box. Because now all I know, if you're going to come, all I've got to do is get my forearm on their striker, keep him off, come through me, smash me, put me on my arse, put him on his arse.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. The amount of time
all day long, I'm happy. You can hurt me as much as you like, as long as you catch that ball. Yeah, and from what they've had, even De Gea, going back to like with Maguire with De Gea, wasn't coming for crosses. So that's a lot of goalkeepers for a long time they've had in goal where they haven't come and claimed a cross. And I get it. I do get it. Sometimes, we can't question De Gea's choices. He still tends to save it from point blank range. But a goalkeeper like that, we were playing Sunderland. Like I say, it was two balls coming in towards him. I want to see him now coming away from him. How is he at backpedaling and taking that ball out the air? But I've got a lot of hope for him. But I will still say we paid 23 million for him. And we could have had Donnarumma for 26. I still think we should have put a bid in for Donnarumma and him. And then happy days. You tell me a United fan wouldn't have been happy. But it was a risk. Before that game, we were still seeing a risk, right? At 23 million. But to have someone with potential,
I'm happy.
Royal Antwerp, he was facing a lot of shots. Defensively, they were not good last season either. So he saved them a lot. But they're not
going to be shots from a Haaland, from an Isaac, from people like that. So that's the thing. We've spoken about that a lot. You've got to look at the league, but you still got to save them. Yeah. You've got to save them. And the most important thing, you touched on it. He's shooting from what we call shooting from the wrist. Okay. when you dive and you coach, it's that movement.
Yeah.
It's that movement.
Well, at the end of the day,
if you're
Mark, at the end of the day, it's a far more better upgrade than Flabber Hands and Bayandi.
It is. Gents, Jarvis has got a load to go through, and we're on 1 hour 45 minutes. So let's keep the show.
Yeah.
We'll try and do a Q&A perhaps as well. So let's try and keep it moving.
We will try. We will try to see if we can actually do a Q&A. But you know, I have one more topic. There was so much more I wanted to go through. But you know, sometimes you just have to let the show go through its own phase.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to ask you, big up Bath Time. Thank you for noticing the new thumbnails. You know, it's not just because I want to show a picture of myself when it comes to YouTube. Now it has become something like there's so many AI videos out there. So it's to help the algorithms differentiate between what's real and what's just AI. So that's why I'm putting my own face on the thumbnails. But you know, I'm glad you like them, Bath Time. So I'm just saying. The next topic I wanna bring up, it's about a news that came out today. It's about La Liga and playing in Miami and the US of A. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there were some news about this today. Let me just scroll up and find the link so I can read it out for you guys. 2 seconds. So basically, it's from Ben Jacobs, and I think this is worth talking about and have your opinion. You know, I know it's not the most exciting thing, but it's not just purely Man United. But UEFA has approved La Liga's request to stage Villarreal versus Barcelona in Miami, and Serie A can play AC Milan versus Como in Perth, Australia.
What the hell?
So, you know, they are saying they are opposed to domestic league matches being played abroad, but they are allowing it. So it's kind of contradicting this statement. So I don't know, guys. Do you think this is the future? Do you think the domestic leagues will be played abroad in the future? When is the first Premier League games going to be played abroad? And most likely the US.
Let me touch on this very briefly, and I will touch on it very briefly. I was on record in pre-season, Jarvis, saying that nobody wants season ticket holders anymore. Manchester United in particular don't want season ticket holders at the
This
club.
is what I had in my head, Stu, this conversation. Yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, and this is a real problem. This is the next stage. If it happens, Jarvis, in the Premier League, and we play a 39th game or we play a 38th game, then they will have problems with season ticket holders, because season ticket holders are going to say, are you going to pay for us to get out to Barcelona or wherever it is, Jarvis, America, Canada, Mexico, it doesn't matter, does it? You're going to pay for us to get out there, put us up.
Saudi.
Yeah, or wherever. Yeah, or put us up.
I can call it now. I'll tell you the game. Newcastle versus Manchester City played in somewhere
in the Far East. In the Far East, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. You're right. Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, all American owned, Villa, all American owned to be in America. It can't happen. And if it does happen, Jarvis, there will be no more season tickets because nobody will renew. Why would you? Because you can't afford to go to football anyway. We've spoken about this all the time. We can't afford to do it. Jarvis, you take Philip to Old Trafford and you were living in England. Okay, you were living in England. You're a season ticket holder. I promise you now you're spending 200 quid that day. You really are. Because Philip's going to want to go to the mega store, isn't he? And you're not going to say no. He's going to want a hot dog. You're not going to say no. He's going to want a drink. You're not going to say no. He's going to want a bag of sweets. You're not going to say no. You've got to feed yourself. He's going to want to go to the Red Cafe for some lunch. He's going to want to do all of this, pal. You know, and that's £200. £200. And he might say, Daddy, any chance you could put me up at the Football Hotel because I want to go see Gary, stay at Gary Neville's hotel. It's another £400. You know, you're staring down a barrel, and that's you living in the UK, buddy. That's you living in the UK because you want to put a smile on the face of young Philip. And who wouldn't? You know, who wouldn't
I
have
said this, £1,000 a game for me. Right, almost £1,000 a game.
Almost £1,000 for Mark. It's sickening, Jarvis.
It's all about money.
It's all about money. I know Johnny Commode put something on that we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. They're going with the NFL model, right?
Yeah, I heard about the World Cup being something like $200 for a group games and up to 2,000 for some of the other games. It just isn't right.
For the final, £5,000 more from.
There's a major problem. What I see with football is that always trying to, reinvent, add more things to it, but they never think about the players' welfare. That's the thing, right? More games, more injuries. They don't care. So why would you play all of a sudden in the middle of a Premier League season or Serie A or La Liga to travel all the way to Miami, to play a game of football and travel back again? Right?
So I think this is where I need to chirp in on these because we did speak about this. I do know how it was going to work. I know that Real Madrid had tried to take them to court over it because no one else was given this option. They could make somewhere between 5 and 10 million per match played out there. Exactly on what Stu's just pointed. Not one season ticket holder can go to the game. Doesn't matter if you've got the season ticket and you've got the money. You still have to buy a separate ticket.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. It's wrong.
This is everyone's naivety in football and not realizing that UEFA and FIFA are how corrupt they are. This is the Super League. This is the first step to the Super League.
Well, here's my question.
This is a new way around it.
Yeah, let me give you an extra question because I think it's really poignant. By the way, right? You just said that these teams can make 8 to 10 million euros or pounds, right? If you are the other 20 or 17 Premier League clubs, surely you're going to sue the FA. Because I would.
So,
wouldn't you?
And this is where I was just about to move into. So the reason Barcelona want to do it, it's Barcelona pushing it. What do we know about Barcelona's finances, apart from the fact they paid off a load of refs?
Yeah, they're broke, aren't they?
What do we know about San Siro? It's getting rebuilt. AC Milan, Inter Milan, financial ruin.
Yeah.
Right? While this is going through. This is their way. So 10 million is peanuts to a footballer, right? There's, 10 weeks wages for Højlund. Yeah, that's the best way of looking at it. Højlund's almost earning £1 million a week now with his all his revenue. So 10 million is nothing, but 10 million onto your financial fair play or whatever is a big chunk when you're in a bad way. Now, Stu, that's one of the things I was going to touch on is Manchester United go and sell out America for all their games in America more than Chelsea and all the other teams did for their entire World Club Championship. They played in some of the same grounds. Okay? So you're not going to be able to have Wolves versus Brighton from this weekend played in Abu Dhabi because there's no fans around the world. So this is only allowed for some people. We're not going to be able to change the Champions League format to being done like this because if it's Real Madrid versus, say, Malmo in Mexico City, we go with Mexico City's new ground, yeah? You're going to get Real Madrid fans left, right, and centre because of the Spanish thing. Yeah, but you're not going to get one Malmo fan over there.
No.
Do you see what I mean? This format is now down to fans. I was talking about it last week or the week before. We need to stand up. You need to boycott matches and things like this. So if the Spanish league don't like it, don't go to any games.
But what I would like, that's true. But what I would like, and I'm talking about Mick here and I'm talking about Jarvis, right? Two good friends of ours, Mark. I'd love for Jarvis to be able to take Philip to Birmingham to watch Manchester United play Liverpool, for example. It would never happen. And I know that, but from a selfish point of view, I'd love for him to be able to do it. And same with Mick, Manchester United, Manchester City and Bali or somewhere like that. But it won't happen. But you're absolutely right. Manchester United sell out all over the world. The biggest problem for UEFA at the moment is United not being in the Champions League or FIFA, United not being in the World Cup. You said it yourself, Mark. You were correct. We were playing West Ham and we sold the stadium out. You know,
I just don't fucking see why this is why you call Premier League, because it's played in England. So why the hell would you play a Premier League game in Asia or Malaysia? I went post-match to Malaysia and Hong Kong, remember? And the thing is,
you did.
The atmosphere is not the same as Old Trafford because it's totally different fans. They don't even know how to chant. Right?
No, that's right. That's right.
They just like it was totally dead. And they did the Mexican wave. They did the Mexican wave. Woohoo! Like, you know. So it's not going to be the same. So it's all for the money. I don't get it. And that's why you have to stand up and protect the league.
How does the Premier League make money?
The TV deals
and TV rights, isn't it? It's TV deals and TV rights. Yeah, it's our main income.
So by this extra game going to being able to outside of the thing, well, I can sell those TV rights to other channels. I'm making more.
Yeah,
it's a business. It's like you said.
Yeah, but
player welfare has never existed and never will exist. They just come.
That
up
was
with
the Mark. You remember the takeover? That was actually the pitch of the Qataris towards the Glazers, that you can actually host your Buccaneers to play here, like, you know, and TV rights.
Yeah,
that was a little bit of a sweetener of a deal, if you guys remember.
Yeah,
when we get our new ground, the Buccaneers will be playing half their games in the UK at Old Trafford. I know that.
Of course they will. Yeah, of course they will.
The Glazers are still in, and if they're not, we still want to sell NFL rights to someone. There's hundreds of millions in the rights to that. You only got to look at Tottenham's transformation from having those NFL and Beyonce concerts. You can have something on every night. You're making a fortune, and then you're buying more players. And we're already profitable. You know, we don't do well, but we're still profitable. So it's. I get it. I can see why, but I'm telling you, it's the first step to Super League. It's a bit like the Champions League format's changed. It doesn't work in my eyes because you're playing 8 games. It's great for the middle of the road teams, but the best teams are like, I don't even need to play a strong team against some of this. Chelsea won their version by playing their B team.
But it's true. We all protest against the Super League, but actually FIFA is so corrupted. FIFA created the World Cup Championships, right? They played in US. That was also the first step. So basically, they didn't like somebody to poach the idea, so they did it themselves. And now UEFA as well. It's bullshit.
So now UEFA have taken that. UEFA have taken that model and gone, yeah, okay, we'll let you do this. Let's see how that pans out. Let's see how it goes down in Australia. Let's see how it goes down in America. By at this point, can we just throw in this is happening and it's David Beckham that's allowed it?
Yeah. But that's why I also call for player welfare, because the guys never got a fucking rest. You finish off the Premier League season, you have to go to America to play this World Cup football, the whole team.
And it was all bullshit because Liverpool weren't even in it. Barcelona.
How was it selected?
Oh, fuck knows. God only knows.
Champions League, it was performance over
the World Cup
4 years. And Chelsea have won it in that 4 years.
Yeah, no, but you want the very, very best teams in the world. You know, if we had the World Cup, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to the World Cup at this point next year. I don't like the football. It needed to be the Adidas Tango, and then I'd have been back interested again. But the interesting thing is, though, when in the 70s, if Argentina went in the World Cup, Jarvis might never have been interested in Maradona at all. That's how pivotal the World Cup used to be. And that's how pivotal the Champions League used to be. Because we'd all be thinking, fucking hell, AC Milan are coming. Jesus Christ, Franco Baresi's coming to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I get to see Maldini, Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten. Nobody gives a flying F now. Juventus, crikey, Manchester United versus Juventus.
Stu, I think you're right and you're wrong there. They don't care about the club.
No, not anymore. They don't. But we did.
They care about the player.
But we cared about the club and the player at the time. You know.
No, we knew the player came with the club. Now they don't give a shit what the club is, what the badge is. They care about the one player. So all these little kids that love Mbappe, who have gone from having PSG shirts now all got Real Madrid shirts. You know, we were those kids. We were all those kids. That's why we had the Maradona shirt. Having a Maradona shirt in England, that ain't happening.
No,
it
wouldn't.
Not happening. 2 reasons: Maradona's handball, Falkland Wars.
I'm talking players. Though, you know, we like the romance of the club and the place. Back in the day, you used to be interested in Club Brugge because of the history. You used to be interested in PSV, Ajax.
So many different national clubs from around the Europe.
Sweden.
No, it's dead.
When Thomas Brolin was playing, you know, you'd be interested to see how good Malmo were. You'd be interested in these because all this happened. You know, Danish clubs at the time. Because of the Danes in '92. You know, you were interested in what was happening, and that just doesn't occur. It just doesn't exist anymore. And we spoke about it a few weeks ago, didn't we? Where are all these great players now? You know, Jarvis could list off AC Milan.
Mr. Woolley.
Where did all the heroes go? Where did
Mr. Woolley, I am going to be Nostradamus now. I'm sitting here with my crystal ball. Okay. In 10 years' time, we're going to see a mashup. We're going to see NFL teams facing Premier League teams at Old Trafford. Buccaneers versus Manchester United. Buckle up. TV rights. Here we go.
No, you're probably right. But I just don't see it anymore. And I brought up AC Milan for a reason, by the way, Mark. Yeah. Because I drool about that team. Hullet,
Rijkaard,
you know,
because you love football.
Crazy, Nesta, Maldini.
Yeah, I drool over that. You are sorry?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we love football. We love to watch. We love to watch a good football team. We like to watch good football.
Anymore.
That's the thing. It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
PSG last season. I was very excited for PSG last season because they played a fucking good football.
They played decent football. Yeah.
But that's what
guys. We are 2 hours into the show. I don't know if do we have time for I would say super quick Q&A, maximum 5 questions. So guys, if you have any questions, get them in. And you know, I as Mick talked about, you know, if this is going to happen, Man United or Premier League team going abroad, playing in the US and the NFL coming to the Premier League, it could be quite comical, you know. Maybe in the future we will see some kind of hybrid between the two sports. You know, if you combine American football and European football, the result will be like a comedy gold. You know, players in full pads doing stepovers while the referee throws the flags. You know, for unsportsmanlike nutmegging and like let's say Ronaldo's breaking down the wig and only get flattened out by a 300.
We're halfway there. We're halfway there. We see the mic'd up referees already going. It wasn't a red card on a number 10. It's like
we got ref cam.
What I will say is the NFL does it well. They've played their first game. Champions played in Brazil. We've had the London games. They've been in Dublin. They do it so well. They're in Munich.
Been in Germany as well. Been in Germany.
You know, they've got it down to an art form because what they do is they have a week off. The two teams that come over have that week off so they don't get the jet lag. They plan it. It's planned out. It's not just done. So you've got
football wouldn't do that.
Football wouldn't do that. I need a game on 2 games a week.
We've got 5 questions, gents. So we're going to answer the 5 questions that we've got. If you put any questions in, Jarvis and myself will star them and we'll get round to them in our next show. But we've got 5 questions now. Jarvis, if you want to play your Q&A.
Let's play the Q&A, do a 5 to 10 minutes Q&A session.
5 questions. Keep your answers regularly short, please, gentlemen.
Yes. And get your dance moves out, Stu.
Oh, sorry. I told you I was like a move with the best of them, kid. I tell you, get the old snake hips going, no problem.
I was doing the robot dance. Like
the robot. Every time I look at those pictures of me and you, Jarvis, that filter you used was absolutely magnificent.
1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago.
Gentlemen, we've got 5 questions, and we're just going to do a straight 5, as I said before. If you've got any more questions, please put them in the chat. We will start them, and we will definitely answer them in our next broadcast. Which will be either Thursday or Friday. Me and Jarvis are yet to work out our schedules for the week. First question is for Mark. Mark, would you say Cunha is more of a 9 than Cesko? And what's the difference between Cesko and Watkins?
I would say Cunha is an 8.5.
Oh, geez.
You know what I mean by that as well when I say that.
That's coming out of FC27.
No, he's old school. He wants to run at you, beat you, and get a shot off. He's very R9-esque in that respect, very Brazilian. What's the difference between Sesko and Watkins? I see Watkins getting into the box quicker. My criticism of Cesko is get in the box, get your flick on, hit the ground, turn, spin, get in the box. I don't think he's got that drive into the box, and that will come. That will come. That's coaching. The
difference is also the age gap and experience. Watkins being 30 and Benjamin 21.
Exactly, and that's it. What is the difference? Is Watkins gets in the box. That comes with experience. That comes with practice. That comes with Premier League proven. But we didn't go for Watkins only purely on his age, I believe. Otherwise, they're very similar players. I'd say Cesko's link-up plays better. That's all.
Okay, lovely. Okay. Jay, I hope that answers your question. Jarvis, I've got an absolute perler for you, mate. So keep yourself charged because it's a perler. I'm going to answer Raymond's question. Absolutely not. We are not Blazer supporters on this channel at all. I understand your question, and it's a fair question, and you may always ask us that kind of question, Raymond. But no, 100%, we
hell no
Blazers. But thank you for your question, Raymond. I've got no problem with it at all.
It's like walking into the bar and you say, "Do you serve water here?" Hell no.
Very true. Question for you, Mick. Who would you like to get as striker? And do you guys trust the current recruitment team to get one? No, no, Jarvis.
We had this one before.
We didn't ask. You didn't ask us about the striker. We did about the recruitment team. Please expand your answers if possible. Thomas, we can't really expand it, but who would you be your perfect striker, Mick?
We touched base on that before. There is no perfect striker out there at the moment, and I think the guys are doing impeccable in terms of recruitment team. We didn't have the proper network before. We have Christopher Vivell, which I trust, and he's done a fantastic job. And we are dipping into the South American market, which is, I've been crying out there for years, the grassroots leagues and stuff like that. Perfect striker, I don't know. We spoke about Gyökeres being the one fitting the Amourim system the best, but it is what it is, right? And do I think we should get another striker? Yes. Do I think that Xerxes should be sold? He doesn't play, so it's just a little bit of a waste of space. But ask me next year, if we get into the top 4 in European football, right? We need rotation. Right now, we're not having it, so that's why we can play Cesko every game, right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, if I look at the market out there, who is available, right? Who is? Harry Kane's not going to come to United. He's too old anyway. He's going back to Spurs. Nah, man. Nah.
It's a good question. Thanks, Mick, for answering that. It's a good... Thomas, I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are, I hope that answers your question. Jarvis, get prepared because you're going to need to...
I just want to say this one striker that we haven't mentioned, that's Julian Alvarez, the guy who plays for Atletico Madrid right now.
He's
and, he came from Manchester. He's getting older. He's on fire. I think he has 7 or 8 goals in the first nine games. He's an incredible striker. So if it was possible, I would sign Julian Alvarez.
And of course, there's somebody else
before City signed him.
We went for him before City signed him, but didn't get him. Yeah. There is obviously one striker playing for Sevilla as well currently, which I couldn't quite believe my eyes when I saw him take the penalty, and that was Alexis Sanchez playing for Sevilla. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Is he still alive?
I had to go like that. Is he still fucking alive? Jesus. Great question, Thomas. Thank you. Jarvis, get your brain power. This isn't for you. You're the final question. You get the honour of closing the show with the final question. I will take this one. Question, lads. If things become problematic again with the results for Amorim, instead of sacking him, could we instead bring in a more qualified and experienced top assistant manager support and help? Boxing, we actually covered this. It was one of the shows you couldn't make about a week ago. We actually made, myself, Jarvis and Mark were talking about it actually. And I floated the idea of Patrice Evra just out of the blue. And then the lads started debating on who we would have. I like Patrice Evra, but Jarvis was leaning to somebody like René Meulenstein, and Mark was Roy Keane type player. You're absolutely right. We all agree, and I'm sure Mick would agree as well, and I'm sure the Devilish Tacticos would agree that he needs some experienced help from a coaching and a liaison team between himself and the current squad. And Jarvis then went on to point out the exact age of the kindergarten that is coaching our players. There is one at 29, one at 30, one at 47, I believe, and a goalkeeper 46. And a goalkeeping coach at 64, something along those lines. So it's a brilliant question, Boxing. And we would all agree with you on that one. That is the way forward. I hope that answers your question, pal.
I think we still need to do it. I think, even though we won against Sunderland, I don't think every problem is fixed at Man United. So, that's the way forward. Bring in someone who can actually help Rúben Amorim achieve his goal and becoming a good team, But let's see what Man United decides to do. We have an international break coming up, and there should be some opportunities.
Can you even mention Jarvis? Can you even mention his assistant managers? Because we used to know the assistant managers, all they had this, all they had. I don't even know the names of them.
I don't know the names.
No, I know the age. And I know they have never coached in a top 5 league in Europe. So,
they've only ever coached in Portugal.
Nice.
They're young. They're tiddlers. Jarvis, close your eyes, put your glasses on, and read the final question. This is from Sean. I think it's a great question. And we'd all love this question, but I think it's a great question. Are you ready? And
I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1. If you could change one law of the game, what would it be? So it's a fantastic question, Sean. Everybody flummoxed on that one. A brilliant question, Sean. I hope you're still watching, pal, because and this is why I gave it to Jarvis, because he is the man.
Literally, I had one pop straight in my head instantly. There's only one law I would change.
Well, let Jarvis answer, and then we'll see what you think.
Go with what pops into your head first, because that's the most important one to you. That's the way I see it.
Well, this we have been talking about so many changes, but I'm a conservative when it comes to football. I never like when they change the rules. I want to keep it the old way. Maybe the back pass to the goalkeeper, the new rule that came was one of the better. But when you talk about VAR, I think a lot of people ask Mark is symbolizing to me the VAR screen. Maybe we should just remove the VAR. But I'm talked about this many of times. Maybe just remove VAR and just have like 3 strikes, or have one option to because a lot of time you see VAR coming in and none of the players, not the referee, none of the linesmen or the assistant referees are aware of what happened. No one saw it. No one mentioned it. So why bring it up? You sit there with your glasses on, binoculars on, and looking for errors. So I think this is where it all goes wrong. So maybe go back to the American style where you can actually just protest a decision, have it checked by video, and then get it overruled or accepted. And if you fail, you lose 1 sub or something like that.
Speaking about that, Howard Webb came out 8 days after saying, "Oh, we made a mistake. That should have been a red card. It took 5-6 minutes to review it, which disrupted. And in between, they made a substitution as well, even to sort of disrupt Bruno Fernandes. And I knew he was going to miss. It's like you teeing up a tee shot at golf, and thinking, oh, hang on a second, you get disrupted. It's a little bit of wind. And by the time the momentum is gone, you know what I mean? And you shank the shot. It's human nature.
Jarvis doesn't shank anything, do you, pal? My one, for what it's worth, Sean, and you won't be surprised, I'd like to reinstate the tackle from behind. I think it's an absolute art. It really, if you get it right, it's an absolute art. So I would.
Yeah, you win the ball first.
Yeah, I would.
Did you see the one given at the weekend, Stu? He slides in, takes the ball, doesn't even touch the player, and it got given as a foul.
I saw it. I was devastated. Just, so I would like to reinstate that. Sean, that is a brilliant question that you've asked there, pal. And
can I just do mine?
Yeah, of course you can.
I didn't say mine.
Offside is only offside if there's clear daylight between the two players. It's the oldest one in the thing. If the player is running forwards and the other one's running backwards, they are onside if they're overlapping. But if there's daylight between them, you're offside. That just changed offside. So you don't even need VAR then. That's done. That's just a decision like that. There's daylight, he's offside. Yeah, if their bodies are overlapping, and I'm talking even if their arms are, because if I'm leaning this way and you're leaning that way, and they're doing this whole thing from here, you've got no chance. Your body becomes that wide. It's all about angles of body and everything. It's the biggest bullshit going.
No, true.
But the handball. I would like to review the handball rule because it's becoming ridiculous, right? Yeah. For me,
nobody knows handball.
I've been saying that for quite a while. The only person is allowed to touch the ball within the 6-yard box is the goalkeeper. If it fucking touches your hand, it's a handball, right? Doesn't matter. It's a handball. That's the way.
What happens when I'm in the box and I chip it up against your hand?
Well, that's the way it used to be before, right? If it touches your hand, it's a handball. It's a penalty.
Before that was ball to hand. And therefore, if you try and make a deliberate play, but if you change the rule to that, it would ruin football. Because Stu knows exactly what I'm talking about. He's getting low, arms out, putting me wide. I've just got.
Are we talking about the hand of God, Maradona?
Well, don't get Jarvis started on that. Don't get Jarvis.
I was going to say that.
It was never handball.
8 days afterwards.
Here he goes. It was never handball in the eyes of Jarvis.
No, Harold Webb came out and spoke about the Man United sending off to deflect away from the Liverpool handball, so he didn't have to answer questions on that because that was a blatant mistake by VAR again, and it was the same VAR official from earlier in the season.
This is a good one. 2 minutes limit maximum.
Well, no, it should just be reviewed. What did you see? No, that's it. Done. Do you know what I mean? What did you see? That's what you saw. Well, I can't disagree with you. I can disagree with you. It's meant to be no re-refereeing, so it's done.
Let's just see what the guys.
No slow mo.
I was about to go through those, Jarvis. Let's see what the guys have got. So VAR is a big one. Boxing straight talk comes in with orange card before a red card. I think let's talk about trying that one. Boxing. I'm not quite sure.
It's in our youth league. It's just a sin bin. It's not orange card.
Yeah, it's a trial,
yellow card, sin bin.
Yeah, I don't know anyone on this chat on this screens who's actually been sin binned, or do we?
Yeah, this one also removing the shirt after scoring goal. What?
Yeah, I know. I've been sin binned twice, maybe 3 times. Anyway, we'll keep that quiet. No offsides. Yes, I got sin binned for sweat. Well, anyway. No offsides, no fouls. Well, now boxing, we're talking now, pal. I would love a game with no fouls. Danny P says we should have let Cesko take the penalty at Brentford. You're absolutely right, Danny. Sean, the game has gone, mate. It went years ago, unfortunately, fella.
Yeah.
Danny P says yes, the daylight offside rule was excellent. Boxing says, the toe offside is crap. I totally agree. What else have we got? Francisco Zaragoza. Oh, what a name. That's truly exotic. I used to play football with a guy named Hugo, and Hugo had a prosthetic arm. one take the ball by and stick his prosthetic arm in the corner. That's ridiculous. I don't know whether you're joking on that or not. So, anyway,
that's quite the story.
all I can say is big up to Hugo. That's big up to Hugo.
Big up, Hugo.
Jules says, get rid of the sin bin for descent.
Hugo Pistorius.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's turn it back to Jarvis. We are 2 hours, 20 minutes. We've got to close the show.
Mick.
Well, I'm just going to tell a funny story, right? I did post a question, but that's okay. We can wait. But as a child, my dad played semi-professional, right? So as a child, I was always watching every single game. And I remember when in Sweden, they removed the throw-ins. So instead of throw-ins, they had kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever remember? That was back in the days.
They brought that rule in English youth football now. They've taken out throw-ins.
They take out the throw-ins and kicks.
And every coach is asked the FA to remove that because it's the biggest fuck-up they could have made. Now, the kid with the big kick just smashes it down the other end, and it's straight. It's just another corner.
But I grew up, I grew up watching football every weekend and watching my dad going away games as well. He was a quite good footballer, to be honest. But back in the days, they used to rock up with a cup of tea and a fag and smoke and go out and play. You know what I mean? And the referee, there used to be fights, right? That was like classic football. And I remember, the referee was against my dad's team all the time. And my dad got banned for life because, you know what? He stepped up to the referee and gave him an uppercut. I've never seen a referee flying up. He flew like this. And he was banned for life. That was his biggest mistake. But he said,
"It's a big mistake."
Yeah, but he said, he was protecting his team because they were back in the days, they were cracking legs for fun.
Oh God! Well, I mean, I started my career out in that way. I might
what's stopping your team from doing the same?
Well, I might have a scar somewhere quite personal.
But the point is today.
Yeah.
Today you can't even touch a player. Today you can't even do a slide tackle and win the ball first because it's a free kick.
Let's go. Anyway,
guys,
but
it's the players' own fault because they started this. It's all about tricking the referee and trying to get an advantage when it's not an advantage. So the players asked for it themselves, and there's so many interesting things you could do with the rules. So thank you for the brilliant question. What comes to mind if I'm trying to be creative? Let's say you remove penalties if the players are on their way away from the goal. Let's say they are diagonal running against the corner of the 18-yard box. Then you only give a direct free kick with only the goalkeeper in it. For example, instead of a penalty. So you don't get the huge advantage. So there's so many things you can do just to be creative. But I don't think you should change up the game too much. I think they've changed it.
No, they changed it too
right
much
now, and the game has gone too soft. I think we need to get back to the old days. For example, I remember in American sport in the MSL they started with the hockey penalties. They
stopped doing that.
The ball.
I love that. I would have had that all day long. And I love a penalty. I've only missed one, but hockey, run a goalkeeper from the halfway line unopposed.
Mate, and they haven't changed ice hockey for ages. They still have fucking fights, right?
Do you know what the biggest problem about that was? The goalkeeper never come out and slid, because I would have slid out and took the player out. If I was a goalkeeper, I'd have taken him out. The rules are there is nothing to say the goalkeeper couldn't stop you, correct? That was the idea.
No, but he did have to start on his line.
He had to start on his line, so you come rushing out, bang, have that. Game over.
Yeah.
Pick up the ball.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. I've been sitting here. If you haven't noticed, when we started the stream, it was dark.
Yes, I've noticed it's light. Yes, yeah. We're gonna finish the stream now, Mick. So just give us a second.
I just wanted to say something to you, Stu. Before I go. We talked about systems. We talked about formations. But you all guys played football. Ain't matter. What matters is chemistry within the team. Yeah, definitely. 100%. You can play, you can chop and change, but a winning team always have that chemistry between them. 2016, who won the league?
Leicester.
It was Leicester. Yeah.
Because of the chemistry.
Yeah,
The
chemistry. Yeah.
chemistry.
And a
That's
few
it.
teams had a shit season.
Yeah.
But
Chemistry reminds me of
the most important thing
Sir
is
Jim
hard
Ratcliffe.
work.
Yeah.
Hard work is the most important thing.
It is.
No, but
is.
it's
And that's what we
camaraderie and chemistry and fight for each other and, you know, all that thing, right? Because
All
when
the
I
stuff
played the football,
Manchester United tried to say we were doing in the summer, and right now you don't see it. All the PR was saying, "Look at the togetherness. Look at these people being taken out. They're working hard. They're living with each other. They're doing this. They're doing that." No, they're not. Because
But
now
Mark, the
the
difference is in the 80s, 70s, they didn't get paid that much money. So there were more of that old school football. They were playing for the team. Nowadays, everyone is a millionaire, you know? And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. It is. When are we back, Jarvis? We don't know yet, do we? It'll be Thursday or Friday, won't it?
Yeah,
International
we'll try to aim for Thursday, and
Thursday.
I don't know when Norway is playing. I don't want the game to crash with Norway. I think we're up against Israel. There's some talks about the game getting cancelled because of political reasons, but we will see in time what will happen, because now it's in a very important stage for Norway. Maybe we can qualify for the World Cups.
You're close. You're very close.
Yeah, we are close. We are close. I want to see that game. I think we have two games we have to win, and then we go away against Italy. But if we win those two games, it doesn't matter how it goes when we play against Italy, because we have a fantastic goal difference at the moment. So Italy can't overtake us unless we lose by 7 or 8.
Yeah, we play. Yeah. No, that's a bit obviously. Well, let's put it this way, Jarvis. Haaland's bound to score 2 or 3 against Israel, isn't he?
He's doing well, but the other guard is injured, so he's not playing. But we'll see. Yeah, he's injured again. Yeah, so will be a little bit more difficult, because him and Haaland is the heart and soul of the team. You know, I have to say. And Sander Birch.
Jude's free. You could have Jude. You could loan Jude from us, because he's not in our squad. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, seriously, he's not. He's not in the squad. Yeah,
he's not doing well.
No, he hasn't played. He's been injured. I think he's only played 190 minutes. And what Tuchel did, decided that the squad from last time, bar one injury, I can't remember who the injury was, was to stay the same. Yeah, through camaraderie, Jarvis. The first time the manager.
Jarvis, you're playing Saturday night. Norway plays Saturday.
Okay. So no stream Saturday night then.
We'll do Thursday. Yeah, no stream Saturday. We'll do Thursday.
I wonder if I will do a watch along of Norway's game. Would anyone be interested, like watching?
Well, that could go completely wrong if the game's likely to be cancelled.
Well, if it's played, you know, Norway. And I'm actually even wondering about doing a watch along when Bodø/Glimt plays Manchester City. I think that will be an interesting game.
Go on, I'll do a watch along with you when you do that, old friend. Go on, then.
Yeah. If you would watch, let me know in the non-live section.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we can talk about Bodø/Glimt all day long, you know.
Yes.
But guys, it's been a brilliant show. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stu, everybody, for tuning in. It's been a brilliant show. Thank you for Boxing Straight Talk, Francisco Zaragoza, DJ Superfly Guy, OB, United versus everyone, Jorge Oliver Venezuela, Nathan Lee Lewis, all of you legends, Dan P, Gordon Hill 76 came in with the rule where every pundit must the word unbelievable when describing the goal. But you know, we were supposed to talk about pundits today. That was the main topic of the show, but we didn't get to it. So I'm so sorry, guys. But maybe we'll do that on the next one. You know, still something we can talk about. Pundits actually changing their opinion on every weekend's results and going out hard or supporting the manager. You know, it's laughable in my eyes. So we have a discussion there. We have a debate when it comes to this.
Jarvis, I've got a watch along here for you. Tuesday, the 14th of October. Norway versus New Zealand. How many goals can Haaland score against New Zealand?
Oh God!
Oh, I don't even think I don't even want to watch that game.
No.
But well, we will see. We will see. But thank you, everyone, and I just want to thank. I want to thank Grace Sheridan for putting in this super chat.
Legends. Yeah.
Thomas Svedjanov for the second super chat. Grace again for another super chat. Unicorn for becoming a member, and Belal for the fourth super chat of the show. You guys are incredible, supporting the channel. And if you know how to hype, please give us a hype, like, subscribe, share, do whatever. It's been a great show. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great show, and we will see you on the next. Take care and have a good night. Bye.